Hello, everyone. I can only apologise for being a couple of minutes late. I was here early, would you believe? Had everything set up, everything was fine, changed the colours, all done. And then as soon as I went to press live, just nothing happened, and we couldn't come live, could we? With that in motion. So yes, my apologies for being a couple of minutes late. But thank you so much to everyone in the chat who are keeping themselves entertained, especially. Apparently, I share my wife with Emma now, so that's that's good. Don't know if Georgie knows, but a podcast after dark. The chaos has started already, and hey, we're only a couple of minutes in. But as you can see, double trouble this evening, just the two of us. Paul, how are you doing?
Building castles in the sky. How are you doing, folks?
I,
As soon as you said that, I'm like, I'm getting that in.
Oh, tell me why. But yeah, for his camera as effective as Arsenal's front line. Well, yes, because we've got live football on this evening, haven't we? I've currently got 2 matches on, which is probably why the camera is having a paddy. So I've got Arsenal Man United on, and I've also got Lazio Roma in the Coppa Italia quarterfinals. I've also got the Chelsea Man City score up as well, which is 1-0 to Chelsea. Although it's a bit of an interesting game between Chelsea and Man City, very fiery indeed. And of course, in the Arsenal match, we've had a red card for Olivia Smith already.
And a possible Man United penalty as well, which wasn't given.
Which wasn't given. Yes. And there was also a penalty shout in the Lazio game as well that wasn't given either. So it could be make or break this evening. But it is Lazio 0, Roma 0. Even though Roma are dominating, it'll be how long can Lazio's defence hold out? And will the calls actually go their way? So there we go. So again, thank you to everyone in the chat. We do just want to give a massive shout out for our lovely Graham, because if people didn't see earlier, he has been interviewed by Charlton Media at the match, and he's now part of their promo, which is incredible. So everyone go over to the Charlton page, go and have a look at Graham talking about why everyone should go and see Charlton women play at the Valley, and it's a lovely interview. So well done, Graham. Really proud of you, mate. Well done. I did have to laugh. Nessie was like, "Woo, I'm on time." We weren't. So 50 bonus points to Nessie. So what we're going to do, obviously we've got live updates to bring you as well, because we went live on Sunday during the FA Cup match. So thank you to everyone who did join us on Sunday. What we're going to do, we're going to start with some FA Cup, round up some key points, because I know people are talking about it already. So if there's anything you do want to mention from the weekend, do get it in the chat now and we'll come back to it. So yeah, we'll talk FA Cup. We'll talk about the 5th round draw as well, and who is still left standing. And then we'll get into some transfer news, some pretty serious news has come out this week as well, which unfortunately we'll have to talk about, but it's important that we talk about. And of course, we've got the upcoming fixtures this weekend as well that we'll have a little look for. So let's do FA Cup, shall we? And because it kicked me out, it's took my graphics away. Paul, FA Cup, looking at it as a whole, what kind of stood out for you this weekend? Any players, moments?
What kind of stood out was the lack of standouts. Like there weren't any shocks, and there probably weren't any. There weren't any games where you thought, "Oh, there might be a shock here," because but Burnley have ambitions to get up towards the top of WSL 2 next season, and many believe that they've probably got a WSL 2 quality squad largely. Man United went through them without really breaking much of a sweat. Leah Schuler got her first goal on her first start as well.
She did. There you go. Yeah.
Because Mark Skinner played them up front, unbelievably, which was nice. As well as that, Layla Drury making her 16-year-old.
Yes.
scoring a banger of a goal, by the way, a fifth goal. Well, it was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But also,
talent, yeah.
Mark Skinner afterwards, I'm going to call out the hypocrite in the polo neck. Hashtag polo neck hypocrite. Get it trending, people. Because
chance for Homburg, but deflected at the last minute.
Who
Sorry.
I was going to sing the praises of as well shortly.
Ah.
Get your screen recorders going, everybody. I'm going to sing the praises of Arsenal.
Okay, get ready.
But yeah, Layla Drury scoring, and Mark Skinner afterwards giving it that. She's an amazing young player, and we've been wanting to play her for ages. Go off, Mark. I had to edit myself then. If you believe that,
well done.
If you believe that, I've got a bridge to sell you because, I'm going to sell you the Runcorn Transporter Bridge, which doesn't even exist. And I know I've gone dark. That was my thumb, don't worry. Because I'm leaning over to check that my laptop's fully plugged in. But yeah, a couple of weeks ago, Mark Skinner was saying he didn't like to play young players. He preferred to play experienced players because he knew what he got from them, etc.
That old chestnut. Heard that before about a few players, yeah.
So he's full of shit, basically, if you want the official thing. Also, Beth Mead coming on for Arsenal, which is hilarious because it has today emerged that Arsenal had actually accepted a bid for her.
They'd accepted the bid, yeah, because there were rumours, weren't they, of a possible move. And we knew, didn't we, that London City had put in a bid for her, but it was the actual acceptance bit that we just found out today. Yeah,
it was London City. Everybody kind of assumed it was London City because, the Kang Death Star. Which, by the way,
more transfers we're going to talk about. Yeah,
more transfers and more ranting. So Nessie, settle in with your popcorn and don't tell anybody. I know, just in case you get asked, you ain't seen me, right? If you get people in Kang uniforms appearing outside, or black helicopters or whatever.
Kang uniforms.
Yeah, just the proper.
Oh, I like it.
The Kang glasses.
Kang can't buy my love. I love it, Nessie. Yes.
But I'm willing to bet if she offers enough money, Beth Mead will go because money and career and everything else.
And career getting to a certain point, yeah. And really, the money.
Yeah, I don't think Beth Mead feels she's on the down slope at Arsenal, but I think she is. Controversially, he said casually.
Well, I think Arsenal in general are just struggling up front at the minute, aren't they? There's just something not clicking. So, I mean, they've got 5 minutes to go, and it's only 1-0 between them and United. So they need to get some magic from somewhere. But here they go. They're on the attack again.
In the first 10 minutes, I've annoyed a billionaire. Said Beth Mead is crap, and
Roma throw on goal. Can they do anything with it? Oh, into the side netting. That looked like it was in. That was a very good touch by the keeper. Yes. Still 0-0 in that game.
And also, because Emily is very excited about it and talking about it, we should probably mention Liverpool actually finding goals.
Yes. I mean, that's why... Which sounds stupid, but you bring players in that if you are struggling, the exact player you need that's going to deliver, that's going to hit the ground running and get results. And hey, 300,000 for a player like that seems a bargain, doesn't it? Compared to some of the other deals going through in Europe at the minute, and the NWSL as well.
You do have to ask why it's taken Liverpool that long to spend that money.
Well, yes.
And
yes, indeed.
Perhaps if they'd attempted to spend that in the summer and Denise O'Sullivan had come in the summer, things might have been a little bit different, more interesting. But I'm just sounding like I'm pouring cold water on Liverpool fans. Alice Bergstrom's goal was a banger as well. Lisa Simpson will already have a crush on Miss Bergstrom. There's a Simpsons reference for you. But it was a belter of a goal. She looks interesting, at least. But it's also
she's got a feisty side to her, which I quite like, hasn't she? She's definitely up for it.
And it was nice. And Nessie's mentioned it, so we will mention it. London Bees, of course, previously a team in WSL 2, the old championship. I remember them being in the championship, managed by current Rugby Borough manager Lee Birch previously. And there was a rumour they were going to go out of business effectively, and they dropped down. They've dropped down the leagues a few tiers. But it's nice to see that apparently they turned up and, fans were fully behind them and doing the whole stereotypical thing of a lower league club on a day out. That was what that was.
Anything with it? Mead in the area. Can she get past? No, back to Luxonius. Oh, just off the head of Wobenmoy. Caitlin Ford's still got it though. There's 2 minutes of regular time left. And out to the back. Oh, that was a good ball, but no one was there. Which seems to be Arsenal's problem. Into the box by Ford, but straight into the hands of Thomas Joyce. Not looking good. Not looking good for Arsenal at the minute.
They're just not. I mean, Man United have set up to be the most boring, negative, shite football team. Because they've only had 9 touches inside the opposition box. Arsenal have had 52 inside Man United's box.
Wow!
According to Opta. 6 corners.
The crowd are very, very loud and are angry the way this is going calls wise.
Successful final third passes. Have a guess, right? Okay, so we'll go total passes first, so you can have a ballpark. Total passes by both sides in the game. 480 by Arsenal, 320 by Manchester United.
It's quite a big difference already, yeah.
It's a big difference, but considering Man United have only had 38% of the possession, that's probably about works. If you do the thing.
Lee coming on, 89th minute for Elizabeth Turnland.
Interestingly, Arsenal have made nearly double the amount of backward passes. But successful final third passes. Okay, I know this is one of those stats that old school people go, "Oh, for God's sake, doesn't mean anything," and all that sort of stuff. But it's we are living in a brave new world of statistics. So these I believe these count as passes that are made as a line in the final third. So
Jess Park turns. Can she get a second? Oh, that was so close to going in the top corner. If that had gone in, that would have been the perfect ending for United.
In a line, I think the final third is defined as roughly 25 yards out.
Oh, that was wider than I was expecting. Okay,
So a line straight across. So passes made within 30 yards of the Manchester United, or indeed the Arsenal goal. So
that's out. Yeah.
Man United made 29 all game. So 29 passes in the attacking third of the field that were successful. How many successful final third passes have Arsenal made this evening?
Successful final third out of their 400 and something.
Out of their 400 and something.
Over 100?
170.
Oh.
So nearly half of Arsenal's passes have been made in what is considered the attacking third of the field.
And yet, no goals to go for it. They're starting to do a Villa in the sense of they're trying to walk it in the back of the net. And whereas
with Arsenal is they always try and walk it in. Yes. We can it actually means it.
And it just Mido's headed just the wrong way. And it goes out. It's
actually
it's
that's a tweet. I'm having that.
Because you'd expect players like Mariona to just take a chance on the edge of the box. You'd expect even Caitlin Ford's not really having a go. Like, they're all trying to put in that perfect cross. And it's like, I'm not being funny, but you're in the 92nd minute of 6 minutes of added time. Just put something in. Try something. Like, stop doing really short passes when you know getting through that defence is not doing anything. And it's frustrating. And it keeps panning to Renee Slegers on the side. She's fuming. I don't know if that's more to do with the officiating, shall we say, of the evening. But yeah, I mean, it's all Arsenal. United aren't attacking at all. They had that one.
I'll be incredibly surprised if it's the officiating, given they've had a player sent off. Man United have had a player sent off, and a seeming stonewall penalty has been denied as well. So you've got nothing to complain about that, really. Sorry.
Oh no, Arsenal have had a player off, not United.
Jade Riviere was sent. No, Olivia Smith.
No, Olivia Smith.
I'm back 2 weeks. Excuse me. But yeah,
I was going to say they did.
They played with 10 players, and if I were a Man United fan, I'd probably be concerned that as 10 players against 10 players, we've given away 200 passes in the opposition in our own third.
It's just something's not right, is it? But it is full time, and Chelsea have beaten Manchester City 1-0. So yeah, I mean, both games on at the same time. Both games looking like they're going to be 1-0. Lot of Wubben-Moy with a massive shove there, giving away a free kick. Is she gonna? I mean, she stood firm, and I think it was Shula who she stood in the way of and she went flying.
She's entitled to occupy her space. So,
that's what she's doing. You shall not pass in this instance. Right, got a minute and a half. What can they do? United seemingly happy to. I don't. Mala's trying. Nope, taking it to the corner flag. Of course they are. Oh, it's just play. Just play to the whistle. Like, stop pissing about. Right. Yes, we love the Sub Cup. Do we? Chelsea once again making it into the final of the Sub Cup. And of course it is at Ashton Gate, which is what Matt was singing about in that comment there. So yeah, bit bizarre indeed. But yeah, tensions are rising out at the corner flag, trying to prevent Arsenal from getting anything in these last couple of minutes. Still 0-0 with Lazio and Roma, in case anyone's interested. And Barcelona Athletic Club. Oh, good stop by Borba there to deny Jess Park, who is the only creative spark that I've seen this evening for United. But yeah, Barcelona finished 3-1 to Athletic Club Bilbao.
What is fascinating is the way this game will be reported, because both teams have been shite in their own way, in the sense that Man United 10 players have been massively under the cosh, whereas Arsenal have had nearly 200 touches in the attacking third and 29 shots, and still not managed to find one goal. So, yeah. Skin a ball, everybody. It'll bore you to fucking death.
Have Man United not been to a League Cup final before?
Yes.
It's the first one. That's mad, isn't it?
I'm fairly sure they...
I was going to say, it's just said it on commentary. It's their first ever one. They won't be happy. Won't be happy at all. I might just leave it on for a bit.
Stuff like let the apologies be as loud as the disrespect. There will be words. You know, honestly.
So, well, it's Chelsea's Chelsea to go now, and
it's Chelsea's duty to show Man United what proper football is. because I'm sorry.
Yes.
When even Man United fans are going, we could be doing so much better than this. We're shit and getting lucky. Like,
it's that's something that can only take you through so far, can't it? You need some more attacking flair at some point. And at the minute, it's only coming from Jess Park being able to do her thing. So yeah, disappointing. Apparently the City Chelsea game was a bit better in terms of, well, excitement. But yeah, not what you'd expect from a semi-final. Just a bit boring. So yeah, Matt's in there. I think this game shows that Chelsea still have the mentality of staying in games and taking their chances. City had the clearer chances, but didn't take them. So there we go. And I think that's a story played, well, across the evening. Missed chances all over the shop. But yeah, just kind of going back to FA Cup. So these are the results from the weekend. Everyone can have a little look at those. So you're right with what you said, Paul, about there wasn't really the opportunity for any cup sets because there was either WSL versus WSL, WSL versus Tier 3, two Tier 4s together. So there was nothing really like we would have loved Burnley to win against United. We would have loved Bournemouth to beat City or at least push them. But there just wasn't that opportunity, was there? And I think... Charlton, we need to shout out Charlton for getting the 10 like we did on Sunday, just a complete masterclass. But yeah, I thought, maybe the closest one on paper was maybe, your whole Birmingham City had opportunities. But again, Birmingham City just showing their dominance there with a 6-2 win over Hull City.
the closest game was Sunderland London City because
yes,
a really good effort from Sunderland.
Which is quite nice, isn't it? Quite nice for a change indeed. Oh, we're not getting any commentary on that one. It's just ended. Okay, we'll have to look for reactions later on.
I'm sure Graham, by the way, is enjoying the absolute turmoil at Crystal Palace at the moment in the men's game. Just when there was a hope that there might be something, I would imagine Crystal Palace women will be even less well served by the fact that basically the men's club is an absolute mess with the manager doing a Ruben Amorim. And this is an interesting thing. I don't know whether it's coverage or I don't know whether it's a different level. You don't really have any of this ridiculousness where you have managers turn around and openly call out their owners and
all
that stuff, do you?
No.
Which on the one hand, I suppose sometimes you need a bit more of. Matt Beard, God rest his soul, was always someone who stood up for his players and would make points.
Very much.
But,
yeah.
It's people use excuses like Mark Skinner's. Oh, we need more investment. That wasn't calling out the owners. That was, this £400,000 that I spent in the summer wasn't enough. Actually, the fact that I've wasted it on shite is nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I bought without really thinking. I didn't really have a plan, and that ties us into some other transfer news. But hey, we'll come to it. So looking through, my topical tag tonight is all about Chatham, who did win 3-0 against York City, and this is the furthest they have ever got in the competition, and they're also now the lowest ranked side still remaining in the competition as well. So for them, this is just
now, which
sorry,
they've got Birmingham City away.
Yes. Yeah. So what, because we said this a little bit on Sunday, didn't we? It's that toss up between, would you rather have a lower side with technically, again, on paper, a higher chance of winning, or would you rather get to the stage with the WSL clubs and you do go out to a Chelsea or a United or, one of the WSL big teams. Do you think they prefer what? Yeah, what do you think?
I think they prefer, but the thing that is still really annoying is when you look at some of the teams who've gone out in this round. Your likes of York City, your likes of Oxford, not Oxford United, but your likes of York City in particular. They're the best example. The men's game, if they'd reached this stage, people talk about the cup run and how that's effectively the wage bill for a championship club, or close to the wage bill. Excuse me, a conference club. Sorted. Imagine what I haven't got the figures to hand. I'll have to go and have a quick look for them to compare again, because we're going to be back on prize money, folks. Sorry. I know it's a very
it's about 10 times more at each stage in the men's game.
Yeah. So, if you let's think and try and work out, the women's champions will get £500,000. And teams competing in this weekend in the FA Cup third round got 121 grand. The loser got 27 grand. But that's a situation where the teams don't get the winner. Imagine if you had comparable things in slightly further forward. So say in the fifth round, where we are now in the women's FA Cup, it's 100 grand. Imagine imagine what that could do for York City. Imagine what, even in the men's third round, 121 grand for progressing. Imagine what that money could do for Chatham Town.
Yeah. It would just revolutionize them, wouldn't it? Like, you think of the facilities, you think of like the sustainability they could then buy into with that lump sum.
But also things like community outreach and youth clubs, grassroots projects as well.
Building up the infrastructure. Yeah.
I mean, interestingly, there was an interview with Rugby Borough and my other job on local BBC radio today. And one of the people who came in on the sports show tonight was Rugby Borough. By the way, that's why I'm always late, because I don't finish work till Wednesday and then have to get home and eat. But they had Katie Morris, Queen Katie, previously of one of the last remaining players of the Great Escape, who recognised me despite the fact I hadn't seen her for a few years, which was lovely.
Nice. Yeah.
And again, is something about women's football. But
chance for Piemonte, a defender got on the way, still a chance for Lazio. Sorry, yes.
So they didn't score then, everybody. But
a good chance, but no cigar on this occasion.
But they were talking about how they now, one of the big questions was about the accessibility and how it's growing for young girls, down to under 10s. They were talking about, and they were saying a lot of that is investment, because their youth system costs about 250 grand a year.
Okay.
So, for one, if you had the prize money, Chatham, for one winning the FA Cup, could effectively fund the youth system for a year.
Yeah.
To bring through the next generation and improve. And that's how life-changing this prize money for a decent cup run is. And it's just very, very sad that what Chatham might actually get is, you'll be able to afford the coach up and back and a hotel stay.
Yeah. Bit of mileage, a few petrol. Like, it's just, it's not, it's not fair by any stretch of the imagination, but it's certainly not a prize by any chance, is it? Because by the time you've paid your expenses and stuff, you'd be lucky if you have anything left over. So it needs to, even if, and I know we talked about this when we did the interview with Liverpool Feds and Leafield Athletic, and we said, even if the money was restructured slightly so there is more in the prize pot down the pyramid, because you've got, from even the preliminary rounds to, the actual first couple of rounds, the jumps between them are huge, and you think just even it out a little bit as you go through, and that could every little helps.
That can help teams down in, I don't know, the West Midlands Regional League Division 4, pay for a coach, that kind of thing, who play one game in the FA Cup, the lowest level. That's where the change needs to happen, and that's where the driver will happen, not Man City getting an extra 100 grand because their women's team, not their women's team, which is great. Third of Erling Haaland's wages for a week paid by the FA Cup run. Like it's.
Well, if you think about, I mentioned the preliminary rounds there, just getting the figures up again. If you win the preliminary round, you get £600. That's it. Then it goes up to 1,800, 3,000, 4,000. These are all winning teams.
I mean, 600 is the price of a minibus for a day. So it's gone already, isn't it?
Yeah. From the second round proper at 8,000 to the third round proper, 35,000. That's the jump from winning one to the other. And you just think, if that was just shuffled around a little bit, you give them more to those preliminary winners who probably first, second round is probably their max at the moment. You never know, but at the moment. And you just think, you don't get £1,000 for losing until the third round.
Yeah.
And you just think, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
I mean like you say, it's 26 times that. You get 26 grand for losing in the third round of the men's FA Cup, which is nothing for the vast majority of clubs in it, because the vast majority of clubs, I mean, firstly, the Sidness and Macclesfield, if they'd lost to Palace, would have got 26 grand. They've beaten them, so they got 120 plus TV money, which they will no doubt get more of.
Yeah,
and that's why these non-league clubs love it so much, and they're transformative. And you're not getting that narrative in the women's game, where a team like Chatham can say, well, this cup fan is amazing because, we can say we've got through to the fifth round of the FA Cup, but also we can fund our junior system for a year now. And loads more girls in the area can play football.
Yeah, it is. So they got 54,000 for winning in that fourth round, which again is a massive chunk for when you've got so many projects and ideas that you want to do with that money. Yeah, 100%. Charlton is with a massive mega scoreline against Swindon Town. Again, we talked about Graham being there, and just the opportunity for Swindon to play against a team like Charlton, but also Graham mentioned, the fact that heads didn't drop, they didn't give up, they were fighting right until the last minute, and that's what you need from these teams, and what you're going to get from these teams as well. Coming up against opposition, they're not going to just give up halfway through, are they? No matter the scoreline, they're going to keep going, and that's what Nessie was saying as well about London Bees. Had a fantastic day on Sunday, all worked so hard, never stopped, and were given an amazing reception by their fans at full time. Yeah, and that's what you need. You want to be able to show your fans and those that have been supporting from the beginning what it means.
I'm sure we said this last season, but
that should have been a penalty. Sorry, last season.
There is no magic in the Women's FA Cup. Like there's always the narrative. There's always the narrative that, where's the magic in the men's FA Cup? And, sure, there isn't that much. Sky Blues are already out of it, but don't care, frankly.
And that was two opportunities for a penalty there. Yeah.
And it's also cynical, because in the men's game, Coventry City are out of the FA Cup already because they lost. But honestly, the fan reaction to that was great. Because we're still top of the championship, and there is 85 million quid riding on the rest of this season. We'd rather that than a cup run, the return to the promised land of the Premier League and everything else. The most, we can avoid even the most expensive game in English football, the playoff final, by getting up there and going. I know Sunderland went through it last season, so, we might be featured. But
the emotions.
The trouble with the women's game is that you will never get a Macclesfield against Crystal Palace. Like when that happened, I was upstairs preparing stuff, and I was like, no, I'm stopping what I'm doing. Kerry was downstairs. I was keeping an eye on it. And it was happening, and normally you won't watch it. It's like, no, we're turning this on to watch the last 10 minutes of this because
this is a bit of history here. Yeah,
this is potential history. Come on, And but Kerry's shouting at the screen, "Come on, you!" There's at Macclesfield. Like neither of us have any connection to Macclesfield or Cheshire or anything, but you get into it.
Oh,
and
so close.
The women's FA Cup. There's nothing there. Like we weren't seriously watching. I mean, maybe Man United and Burnley are bad examples because they're both Premier League men's teams. But you weren't seriously looking at, Sunderland versus London City with all their money and going, "Go on, Sunderland." It would be nice, and Sunderland came very close. You weren't seriously looking at Swindon Town, who play in the regional division, taking on Charlton. And being surprised that Charlton have thumped them 10-0.
Yeah, everything has played out exactly as we expected, essentially, to some degree or another. Even with Arsenal Villa, it was more likely Arsenal were going to win. There was like you said, it's no magic.
And London Bees as well. London Bees fans welcoming Liverpool, and even Rugby Borough welcoming Liverpool.
Oh, that was a serve.
It doesn't have quite as much magic in the women's team because even though Liverpool women have all the history and they've won the WSL many times and they're a massive club, you don't seriously think, oh yeah, we're going to beat them now. It's like, right, how many are we going to lose by? Let's try and keep it 1-0 going into the last few minutes. 3-0 up after 19 minutes. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, well.
Yeah, how much longer is this game going to go on for? I know I've said this quite a few times before, but if anyone doesn't watch Serie A,
you're missing out.
Please do. Oh, honestly, the
best
Oliviero is just insane. That if that would have gone in, there was like the keeper had to come out and make a really good, get a good hand to it. But from a corner, can they do anything? Piemonte's head. Oh, no, we're wide. Sorry, they're in the 87th minute, and I've now got the chances.
That Serie A women is getting a lot more viewpoint off the Italian women's performances in the summer because we said a lot of them play in Serie A.
Yes.
A few less so now because like Emma Severini has moved away and that sort of thing, but a lot of them play in Serie A.
Yeah, I think it's only 3 or 4 play in Serie A. Like, so, if you want to see some Italian, superstars, get yourself onto Serie A every weekend. But
you want to know who we're talking about half the time and saying you should go and watch Serie A, go and watch the Eredivisie, go and watch the Vrouwen Eredivisie, as we should pronounce it.
Yep.
Don't go and watch Ligue 1 as much because Ligue 1 is basically PSG and Lyon, and PSG are crap.
Oh, that was close. That was a really awkward half volley from. Oh God, I know my face. I've completely forgotten. I know it'll come back to me.
Go and watch the Bundesliga as well. Go and watch because the European top leagues are,
That's just some incredible talent. Yeah. It is annoying in a sense because
players like Pengerheim.
Well, that's the thing, yeah, and you get to see other talent that's going on, and the issue, of course, is always broadcasting. It's always streaming. DAZN very much picks and chooses what they think is going to be the most popular matches, but sometimes you can get a good 3 or 4 on a good day. Sometimes you only get 1 game. So it's very much stay in tune with who's streaming what and how you can get it. DAZN also doesn't work with most VPNs, as I found out when I tried to watch the Spanish matches. But yeah, so it's all trying to keep an eye on the other leagues as well. Is quite hard. We do know that. Good punch out by the keeper. Can Roma do anything? Got like a minute and a half of normal time. Oh, good clearance. Good.
It's a shame with the FA Cup, like you say, that most of the times, if the men's FA Cup, you have commentators going, "Oh, this guy's a postman during the week, and he's just just don't get anything like that in the men's game, really, because
no,
in the women's game, excuse me, because of the golfing classes and even a couple of years ago, you'd have WSL 2 where you'd have like some centre back owns a hotel, Becky Silicki.
Hey, yes.
But no, you don't go. Incidentally, because he's sneezing in the background, Storm's okay, right?
He's a sorry, it was wormy in, and then he started. And I think he's just made the baby cry. Yeah, he's fine. He's just an idiot. He found a bit of rocky road.
Oh no.
In so that was fun. I don't even know how we found it. I didn't even know it was in there. Georgie only turned her back for about 30 seconds. And she was like, "What are you eating?"
I'm not laughing.
But like, he's a big lad. He was going to be fine anyway, but you just can't chance it, can you? So yeah, that was a fun visit to the vets. But then, I don't know if I told you this bit. Obviously, they made him sick and blah, blah, blah. If anyone's ever seen activated charcoal for pets before, it's in this syringe about this big, right? And it was so hard to push in. And then, of course, he didn't want to have it because you had to do it orally. I was just like, how am I going to do this? So luckily, he loves cream cheese. So I just kind of put cream cheese around the thing. I was like, come on. But bless him, he's a trooper. So he just spent the day feeling sorry for himself. So yes, if you did hear snuffling in the background, it was the dog, but he's now gone. So it's all good.
At least he doesn't feel as bad as Ryan, who turns up in the group chat just to sum up Arsenal fan base. Just a barometer of the Arsenal fan base.
Put me out of misery. We've already talked about Ryan. Don't you worry. We'll watch on the end of it.
I mean, it's okay. They only had 160 passes in the opposition third without any decent effort on goal, Ryan. And one of the most expensively assembled forward lines. And by the way, two of the best three attackers in the world. 2/3 of the top three best players in the world. Copyright Guardian Top 50 2025, which is bullshit and a completely separate rant. But I'm on one today. Yes. We haven't even talked about Delphine Cascarino yet.
I was going to say we haven't even done the fixtures for the fifth round yet. So let's do it then. So looking much better visually now that we're down to the last 16. Free kick for Roma. That's in a very dangerous area. Sorry to everyone that I'm annoyed.
We already know none of them is going to be broadcast apart from Chelsea versus Manchester United because of the.
Well, that's the thing. So at this point, who's actually going to pick them up? Because I know TNT. I think they had 3 games, didn't they, last week? But of course, that's again behind a paywall, which is another rant. Why is the FA Cup behind a paywall? Absolutely not. And I know Channel 4 had one, so maybe, I don't know, did Channel 4 pick up a few more games now that we're getting into the fifth round?
Men's legacy, it's one of the FA Cup is one of those legacy competitions that cannot be entirely behind a paywall. But the BBC stroke ITV literally has a duty to show as part of their charter free to air. Mm-hmm. I think there's the World Cup, the World Cup, Wimbledon. I think the British Grand Prix was one, but is now not.
That just reminds us of is it the start of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang where they did the Grand Prix? That's my imagery there. But yeah, I mean, it's
anyway, talking about Michelle Chitty Gang Gang. No.
Not yet, nearly not yet. But yeah, it's it's an opportunity for teams like Chatham to get on the telly to show that they've got this far in the competition. And there we go, full time 0-0. That's a massive result for Lazio.
I love the Arsenal Chelsea rivalry in the chat. I love how Ryan is straight away. Too many Deadwood players in this squad need to be moved on in the summer, which is fair. And then Chelsea fan Matt straight in with name 5 players. Level in it.
You're only a fan if you can name 5 players.
See this knife? This is going in. Like, all you're feeding down, this is going in and making you feel worse. Pick 5. Williamson, Mead, controversial. Possibly Steph Catley. Maybe.
No. I was gonna. Well, that's the thing. A lot of I saw. I was watching back the Aston Villa game, just a little bit in the background for tomorrow night, and it was saying Renee was talking about the last FA Cup and like, oh, you know, we haven't won it for 10 years. Some players were here then, and like all these things. It's like, yeah. So there are a lot that we know. It probably best to kind of zhuzh it up and move on. And just like Ryan said there.
The problem you've got, Kim, you can't get rid of Kim Little because she is the glue of that squad at the moment.
And she's still very, very good. I know a lot of people just see her age, but no, she is very, very good.
I think McCabe needs gone. I think McCabe is more hype than.
Well, there's a rumor for McCabe to the NWSL, isn't there? Going on at the minute.
I think
that's now or.
I think if she is as aware of her personal brand as she appears to be, she'll be out the door. She'll be realising that Katie McCabe's thing is, you know, Queen of Ireland. But in Arsenal, she is no longer even. She's playing and she shouldn't be because there's Taylor Hines there. You know, Jenna Nietwanger was utterly wasted.
I think Hines isn't getting time, is she? So yeah, I think it's definitely time to transition some players.
Kate
and
McCabe
this
is
summer,
blocking people at Arsenal now. Kate McCabe is blocking people at Arsenal. Beth Mead, arguably, and she's clearly considered expendable, given that Arsenal were prepared to let her go in the summer.
No, that's a very good point.
Chloe's not on, so I can say this safely without getting the glasses. Caitlin Ford, perhaps.
I'll pretend for you. I just love that now in the chat is Ryan, Mead, still sell. McCabe, still sell.
He's just sat there. He's just sat there somewhere in North London with like, no.
Just about that, when we scrapped to the final League Cup, felt we was out to not Arsenal. It was an interesting final 10-15 minutes. Definitely a few scraps going on.
And of course, we get a preview of the League Cup final in the FA Cup 5th round.
We do indeed, and we'll see who will reign victorious. So let's talk about the matches that are on the screen that I put up about 10 minutes ago. But yeah, let's have a look at the interesting ones. So, are there any there that stand out that you think, like from an interesting point of view, because we haven't really seen them against each other before?
I mean, there's a Merseyside. Oxford Charlton will be interesting because, as Graham said, Charlton's best chance to reach the quarterfinals in a while. West Ham Brighton is an interesting rest of the WSL matchup. The Merseyside derby we mentioned, Chatham we've mentioned. Arsenal Bristol City. If Arsenal play like they did in the League Cup, I'd back Bristol City to pull off a shock in that one.
To be fair, we know Bristol can get goals. And we were talking, if anyone, because I know a couple of you in the chat watched the Monday podcast with Barry, Sean was saying on there, you know, you're looking at Arsenal's midfield of Kim Little, and they look at Bristol's midfield of Sophie Ingle and Vicky Lozada. It's just going back in a time machine.
Proper Barclays women. The Barclays women derby.
Arsenal. No, I've just read Arsenal. Ryan wants to get rid of a lot. McCabe, Ford, Kadina, Horn and Mead will leave on a free. Zinsberger could go. Yeah, I think maybe extended it because they had a baby, didn't they? So obviously that wouldn't have been good form to let it go. Catley and Stina. But as Matt rightly says, but she's your best known striker.
Holding Hands FC is. I'm going to gently call that out as possibly slightly problematic, right?
It's
certainly in the world of women's football Twitter, you would definitely have lots of very, very angry teenage girls shouting at you for that.
Yeah, I was going to say, please don't tweet that. You'll never hear the end of it. yeah, just now. But
every time I watch Katie McCabe, she reminds me of Ian Hart. That is damning with faint praise, that, for anyone who remembers 2000s Premier League. That is an amazing put down. I think Spurs. Well, yeah, I was about to mention that because
same thing as Graham there. Consistent by success. Well, because there's the issue, of course, and I promise we are going to talk about it in about 30 seconds. The experiment of we're going to buy these players and we'll make it work, we'll make it fit. Because I genuinely think Spurs could do some damage against London City there. Because again, a bit like United were tonight. Sorry, any United fans. They're not playing interesting football, are they? They're getting through it. They're getting a lucky chance now and again. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Birmingham City Chatham. I think Chatham will put up a really good fight. And then Oxford Charlton, really. The others are just a bit boring. But of course, the possibility that Bristol could do some damage against Arsenal because their confidence
Ryan's panicking and trying to justify himself now, like he thinks we've actually got to go. I only call them that because I've watched them live, and they only literally pass to each other. I mean, that might be accurate. Don't worry, Ryan. We're joking. This is a safe.
Safe space for most things.
You didn't mean it.
We only call out the incredibly bad stuff.
If we thought you'd meant it, it would have been a lot harsher, or Faye would have just chopped you from the chat straight off.
Because I have that power,
as she has done in the past. I think that there are issues, and see, this is the Man United fan base. Twisted Fate making his point, and this is what I keep seeing from the Man United fans I follow. Like Natalie used to be on All for United, and we've spoken to his family on one. It's always how are we doing this? We're not very good.
Yeah, but because the results keep coming, there's then that issue of we got to do it. It's working, and that's never going to change.
Adam, can we call him Arsenal Adam? Do you think?
Yeah, we call him Arsenal Adam. Everyone knows Adam.
Everyone knows Adam now, but when Arsenal Adam comes on, he makes the point that Twisted makes about Man United, which is, they're lethargic and horrible, and they're not, and you can see the cliques within the teams, if you like. And I think Arsenal is cliquey. And I think we saw earlier on with we all get on really well, honest, when there was rumour of disunity within the changing room.
Yes, of course, yeah, that came out, didn't it? Zero creativity with that one. It's just very, we want the exciting football back, don't we? We want the creativity, we want the bit of magic, we want the bit of spark, and it's the lower league teams that are getting that at the minute, really.
And the likes of Spurs as well, obviously.
And Spurs doing great things, yeah.
It's Martin Harris playing football with them.
Yeah, and he's bringing players in, because we're having this discussion about Villa as well. It's almost like the players need to fit the shape rather than let's play the players we've got. That actually works because there's some issue there. And it feels like that's what's going on.
Arsenal have just wingers, don't they? So I was shocked how anonymous for Arsenal versus Villa Olivia Smith looked. Because all the good stuff down there, down the wings, was coming from Smila Holmberg when she came on because Emily Fox.
Yes. Holmberg, incredible signing. She's incredible. But yeah, we were saying this during the live, weren't we? Park and Mala are the ones to bail us out. Usually today they couldn't even do that. Just got lucky from an Arsenal mistake. Yeah, because it was Borba, wasn't it? Playing out from the back and just wasn't the best move. But Arsenal are going to be furious that's what's knocked them out of the cup. A mistake.
Trophyless season for Arsenal this season.
It's looking like it, isn't it? But, however, just while we're on Arsenal, they have come top of Deloitte's list, haven't they, for top revenue of clubs? Now, Paul,
Deloitte for those who champions, you'll never sing that.
Yeah, so at the top of the Deloitte Football Money League that came out, was it today or yesterday? Recently. Yesterday, yeah. Arsenal have topped the list for revenue. 25.6 million euros was made. Now, bear in mind, Deloitte only had access to 15 teams across Europe, so this is not worldwide. They were only allowed to get into certain clubs' finances, essentially. So yeah, Arsenal are at the top. Chelsea were very, very close behind, and Barcelona made up the top three. They are the only three clubs that are making more than 20 million in revenue, because then it drops down to Man City on 12,900,000, United 12,800,000, Real Madrid, and then Villa under there, and then Liverpool. So, yeah, the top three, I did make a little note on it. They make up the revenue, 46% of the revenue of the top 15 teams. So that's how massive that gap is. Paul, just quickly on this Deloitte list, is it something that we should be taking note of where clubs are at the minute? Or is it just another thing to maybe add to the, I don't want to say bragging rights because that sounds really bad, but yeah, what can we take from this, essentially, that this has come out?
I think we can take that women's football is still massively lopsided, and there are three or four clubs who everyone does, oh, they're amazing, they're doing everything right. No, they just happen to be the richest. You know, it's no confidence. It's no difference that they are massively rich football clubs anyway, so can afford to plug the hell out of it. Mm-hmm. And people will respond to that and turn around and say, yeah, so why aren't clubs like Liverpool, who are one of the richest men's teams in the world, doing it? You know, Liverpool aren't anywhere near the top 15. And again, invest and all that stuff, but
yeah, because on this list, so Liverpool are 8th on the list, behind Villa. Because if anyone wants it, it's just on the Deloitte website. But essentially, it's your match day average attendance, how much you take at the turnstiles for match day. Sorry, broadcast, commercial, and then obviously the total as well.
So again, it's massively shown the top three are because they're the only clubs that TV wrongly or rightly give a crap about.
Yeah, because they're the only three that have double figures for commercial.
Yeah,
so
because they're getting loads of broadcast revenue.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
indeed. And for anyone wondering about kind of the years, it's the financial year ending in 25, so it's the 24-25 financial year.
So last year, so effectively 24-25 season, effectively. Or end of 23-24 and the 24-25 season.
And then into 24-25, yeah. So it's showing that, I mean, impressively, if we're talking about growth, just some quick notes before we move on. So Arsenal, there was an increase of 43% from the previous year. So that, I mean, that is massive. That increase there.
But also, you can't bloody avoid them.
Well, it's more games at the Emirates, isn't it? With that average attendance of about 35,000. It's just mad. Yeah, so Arsenal, that's what Arsenal at top. Chelsea close second. And then Barcelona in third place. Mentioned about the top three being 46% of all 15 clubs. Let's have a look. So it's showing that yes, there's growth, massive growth in some cases, but still very much disproportionate across the leagues, especially in Europe. So if anyone is interested, that full report is out, so you can have a little look. They make the most from their women's because they can't stand their men's. Yes, it's just a philosophy of men's. They'll make some money off the women. It's in the women's league, and that's table. Hey, Graham, after your video earlier telling people come to the Valley, there'll be a lot more. They'll be within the top 10 next year for that list indeed. Right then, let's talk about transfer news finally. The one everyone's talking about is, of course, the newest addition to Kang's fantasy football, Delphine Cascarino. This was rumoured last time. I think we talked about the rumour, didn't we? And we said, well, it's probably going to come true if that's what the rumour mill is churning out. And it was a bit strange because it came out that San Diego Wave had agreed to terminate her contract. Now, everyone went, well, that's a bit fishy. However, Emma Sanders for the BBC, we all know, then said, well, there was a clause in the contract that said she could leave for European club in January if the offer came in. So, Paul, does this make sense to you?
Yeah. Yes, it does, because it means they can funnel Delphine Cascarino, who famously played for PSG, to Lyon next year without signing her directly and causing ructions. I love it. Genuinely, cynically.
Yeah, watch this space. We'll see it now.
With both that and Graschioro as well, who was obviously previously PSG and was known as a Lyon target, but people basically and kind of went, we can't move someone from PSG to Lyon. Sorry, Nancy is being noisy. So,
as always, hi Nancy.
Always. And she will come here eventually. There she is. Just a little bit. She doesn't. Yeah, don't bat at me. And you can still hear me, which is cool because she's pulled the mic out, so clearly it's switched to the internal microphone, and she's just bit me and is now batting at me, and I'm trying to put the mic back. So this is award-winning content. There you go.
So pay attention.
Yeah, there we go. Yes, Nancy does always very much have London City opinions. Delphine Cascarino, of course.
Yes, of course.
But now she's got out the door.
Yeah.
Quickly close the door. It's very obvious, and Nestle has said this as a London City fan, but it's very obvious that London City are basically the football transfer equivalent of a money laundering front. And to avoid any possible suits of legal thing,
allegedly.
By that, I do not mean that they are actually laundering money or doing anything criminal. I mean that they are effectively a way for Michelle Kang to get hold of players who she wishes to feed to Lyon eventually. Oh. I think that's what's going on with some of these signings, like Cascarino and Graschioro. Kang's Carino.
Well done, Graham.
And Graschioro. I don't think Michelle Kang has a big plan for Taya Goldie or Katie Zalem to join Lyon, with all due respect to them. But
fair. Yeah.
I think with some teams, I think there is a very clear plan that we may well see more, and this was a suspicion from a bunch of people. We may well see London City make signings that are considered well above their level, who then mysteriously move to Lyon after a season.
Oh, well, at least they're not disappearing into the ether. At least they're actually, going somewhere. Oh, interesting. London City opinions. They're putting on fan walks and brass bands this weekend in a bid to try and win fans back.
They messed up.
They effed up sacking.
But see, I get the sense, Nessie, from the tone of that message, that it will take more than that. Because London City are trying to give all the big vibes things with all this. Oh, we're going to actually have our football shirts with this everyone watches women's football bollocks on it.
Well, it's everyone watches London City, isn't it? On all the promo stuff. It's the first thing you see when you go on the website. Everyone watches.
And it's just, they're such a vibes club. They're such a counter-pressed podcast of a club. They're just, and I know that, Freya's wincing now. She's like, Chloe's wincing because she might end up in a press box with them. She'll be watching this back. Oh, you're from the outside. Hold on.
And next week, our special guests are
women and non-binary people in football present famous podcast. No, they're just such a soulless, empty corporate sports washing of the club.
It's very much they're trying to make something when they haven't put the work in at the bottom. It's very much top down, isn't it? So yeah, it's just so disappointing.
I find it interesting as well, as Nessie says, in the men's game, multi-club ownership we are seeing has become a considerable point of controversy because obviously Chelsea going on with sacking Enzo Maresca and just basically taking Leon Rosenior from Strasbourg, where he was doing very, very well, who are owned by the same people, and parachuting him in, which it turns out was the plan, which is great to see Leon Rosenior getting the opportunity because he's a very good manager and obviously a very rare coach of colour in the Premier League.
Yes.
But Strasbourg fans are obviously like, we're doing really well in League One and we're basically having our season dismantled. And that's the vibe that London City give. And this whole corporate multi-ownership, we'll go and play in Qatar for the World Club Championship if someone lets us, even though we finished sixth, because
that's our next point.
And yeah, everyone's like, Michelle Kang's amazing and can she be revolutionary in women's football? No, she can't. She can bring up all the worst bits of men's football, throw money at it and convince people they like it. She can sell you shit and convince you it's chocolate ice cream. Because she can pay a PR company enough to do it. Like, there you go. That's another.
I have no response to that. But no, it's very much, she is a woman who has an incredible power and influence and money. And we love that the money is coming into the game and people are investing because it is a business and can be a very successful one. We just want it done the right way. And it just comes across as quite fake, doesn't it?
You can safely assume if we get offered press credentials at Bromley, it won't be me getting sent. We'll have to send.
I was going to say, I don't know this man.
We'll have to send Rosie or Chloe or something just to be safe. But
have you appeared on the pod with Paul? No.
Yes, but the views are his own. Like
they do not represent the podcast.
No, he didn't accuse you of being a transfer equivalent of no. But no. By the way, try the chocolate ice cream. But no.
Just on a different. I've just seen that, and I want to say this before. We love Crunk. We absolutely love Crunk. So, and everything Shades of Blue do. So I can't wait to watch that one, Nessie. That'd be incredible.
Shades of Blue are doing things the right way, and
they are. They are indeed.
Man City if London City have a counter-press podcast of a WSL team, then Man City are proudly represented by Shades of Blue. So
they are indeed. So yeah, shout out Shades of Blue. Shout out our good friend Crook. So yeah, but yeah, what's the point winning games and winning Champions League if there's no fans to be there? Well, that's the thing. You need to.
There aren't any. Like, are there Nessie? You know, Nessie is the London City fan out there who is the person doing all the fan representation of the team, because the simple fact is
for no foundations.
Because the simple fact is there aren't any others. They're all Arsenal fans when Arsenal are away.
Yeah, but it's the sad fact because they did have a lot of Arsenal players on loan at one point, didn't they? So it was like a mini Arsenal. But yeah, I really wish they could do something more with it because it's such a fantastic opportunity that not many people have. And we need to the thing I didn't like, and again, it's this whole issue of they're the only independent club in the WSL, and that was in Delphine Cascarino's why she joined.
Yeah.
And you know, the project excites me and stuff, and it's like, well, then they're not an independent, though, are they? They're not. And just, I wish that narrative would stop.
They're owned by a conglomerate who also own Lyon and Washington Spirit. That is not a small independent.
That's not Liverpool Feds.
Yeah,
it's not Lee Field. It's like, come on, just awful.
I mean, if even Nessie is saying Liverpool are my first team, then that's the point. If one of your most well-known, public, passionate fans is a transplanted Liverpool fan, and you're having to pull off artificial stunts like saying, "Oh, let us play Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea can play London City at the Den," which is the club that you specifically broke away from after falling out with the previous owners. And there is a Millwall Lionesses now anyway. Like, if you're going to do that, Michelle, go and buy the name from Millwall Lionesses and at least have a club identity that has a bit of history behind it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. They don't have a men's team. They're not independent. That's literally it. Yeah, you're right. I agree. And it's just, but considering, I mean, transfer window, I know Emily was saying in the chat about really impressed with Liverpool's window, and I'm glad that they're actually making moves, because that's what they needed.
I mean, they made it more with already, which is going to be fun. Already Shelag, I think is how you pronounce it.
Yes. That's what I'm missing off my transfer tracker. I tweeted about it, but I didn't add her. I do apologise. Yeah, Aurelie. Oh, I watched the announcement video.
I'm sure. I think it was Shelag.
Swiss international. Shelag. Yes.
Shelag, based on.
Right.
The Den is now disappearing from the fixtures list. Is it really?
Oh.
So, that's presumably because Millwall have turned around and gone, you probably should have asked us before asking to use the Den.
Yeah. It's like, not a chance. Not happening.
By the way, is on pretty much the opposite side of London from where London City are playing at the moment. A little bit nearer where they used to play, Dartford. But and also the thing with London City as well, they don't have, and I can again speak from experience from another sport here. There are several. There have been a bunch of ice hockey teams in London. There have been several top-level ice hockey teams attempted to play in London. The London Knights, very famous a little while ago, and then the London Racers. They both failed after a few years. The reason is, or one of the main points was made, is that Londoners don't go and watch teams called London. They go and watch teams in the region of London. You know, if you're North London, you're Arsenal or Spurs. If you're South London, you're Crystal Palace or Charlton. If you are West London, Chelsea or Fulham or Brentford. You know, and the myriad of teams at the lower levels. People, you know, it's hyper local in London.
That's the thing, because London is so big. You can't say, "Hey, we're London and we represent." It doesn't work. Even I understand that, and I come from a little mining town in the northeast of England, so it just it makes.
When you look at other cities that have when you look at Birmingham, which is not as big as London, but has two distinct football clubs that are separate identities. Liverpool, two distinct football clubs. You know, the northeast is very much. You don't have a team that represents, you know, Wearside and Tyneside. It's Newcastle, Sunderland, and Durham, and that's how it works.
Yeah.
And
very much.
You know, it makes very little sense. They're trying to do this. Maybe we can tap into all of London. No, you can't, because people don't grow up supporting.
Everyone will come to
Yeah, it's like no, you won't. People don't grow up in London supporting London teams as a city. They grow up.
Yeah.
Where are you born? East End, West Ham, or Millwall? Like.
Yeah, That's your area, exactly.
South London, Palace or Charlton. North London, Spurs. Are you red or white? It's like,
yeah, and that's it. That's the conversation. Kent alarm for anyone who is. Where's Rosie when you need her?
And it's the fakeness of all of this, and the pretense from Kang, and the attempt, and it's just.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You've got Sunderland AFC, but in the women's game, you've also got Sunderland West End as well. You've got so many different levels to it.
At the end of the day, you've got 2 New York teams. You have had several New York teams because you have Gotham FC, and you have in the men's. You certainly have Gotham and New York Red Bulls.
Yes, of course, yeah.
You have New York and Jersey are separate things, whereas Michelle Kang would probably just. They tried the New York, New Jersey Metro Stars, and it failed miserably.
It's just different identities, isn't it? Well, even like in baseball, you've got
the Mets and the Yankees, Chicago Cubs,
Red Sox. Yeah.
Boston's an anomaly because Boston only has one. Is a city that big, but only has one major league team in each sport because there's the Bruins in hockey, the Celtics in basketball, Red Sox in baseball, and the Patriots who are actually what perhaps Michelle Kang is looking at and thinking about, because Michelle Kang, Washington Spirit, Washington is the state.
That is a good point. Yes.
So maybe the thought is, maybe we treat London like a state and do it that way. And it's just false and it's fake. And so she thinks, right, we'll throw money at it by getting all these players who everybody might recognise. And it's like, no, people see it for what it is. The actual people who actually watch women's football see it for what it is. And the casual people probably don't know enough about who Delphine Cascarino or Gascioro are to think, oh, wow, we'll go and watch them. I mean, even the announcement, all of the responses were from opposition fans. That's what struck me. But Delphine Cascarino's signing announcement had several hundred shares and replies and retweets. None of them were London City fans going, wow, look who we've signed. They were all opposition fans going, lol, or sorry, or Kang buying the league, or whatever else.
Yeah, very, very strange. New York Jets and New York Giants playing a stadium in New Jersey. Ooh.
MetLife, which used to be Giant Stadium.
Well, indeed.
Except when the Jets played there, when it was Jet Stadium.
But it just makes you think, at this point, they are London City Lionesses, unless they rebrand. Probably still something to do with the lion, because she quite likes a lion, doesn't she, Michelle Kang? A lioness, should I say. So yeah, it makes you think, should you have actually embraced the area and the identity more? Yes. Because at the minute it's just not doing much.
Oh God, she's going to call them the London City Londoner Lionesses, isn't she? Like she did with, like she did.
The Londonesses, yeah, it's going to be something like that.
Oh God, don't give her the idea. She's getting free money out of it. But no, like excuse me, the Chargers play in Inglewood, which is technically part of LA, Graham, if we're going to have NFL arguments. SoFi Stadium.
I've heard of Inglewood, yes.
Which is in Los Angeles. It was in hockey for the Inglewood Jack as well.
See, I know these places from like Selling Sunset and places like that, so cheers to that.
San Francisco do play about 60 miles from San Francisco in Santa Clara, where the Super Bowl is this year, which is like Levi Stadium, because they used to actually play in San Francisco in Candlestick Park, which was amazing, but it's cheaper land.
Candlestick Park.
That's what it was known as.
That's brilliant. Oh yeah, she can't use the name Lioness as it's copyright.
Yeah, just come on, because then they have to be called London City, and so Nessie can start up a competing team called London United, as happened in Coventry. And yeah, where would she build her own ground in South East London? There isn't.
She'd probably demolish her neighbourhood, wouldn't she? Really? I want this land. Eviction notices everywhere.
Hackney, this is now Cangney. It is mine, and we will have a 90,000 seater stadium right in the middle of it.
Oh my God, should rename them like Canley Town, and that can be the football.
Canging
their
Town.
actual name.
The Canning Town. Just think of London areas now. But London is so big.
Elephant and Kang. No.
Elephant and Kang. There are areas now that she's basically decided nobody will miss parts of London because nobody actually knows how many people are in London. If you just take something like Havering or something, which I always thought was Scottish for walking, but no, it is actually a place in London. Just take the corner of London in the arse end of nowhere in southeast London.
No one will miss this neighbourhood. Yeah.
No one will miss VCD Athletic. I'm going to knock down that cowshed of a ground and build a proper one.
And they shall all love me and worship me.
Because I shall pay for the tennis club to get new courts also.
I just like that from just to fit that in. Yeah. Lee's nowhere near Manchester, is it? And it's a pain in the arse to get to as well.
But it is progress through unity, and thou shalt not challenge it. The progress through Unity Stadium.
I love that Cockfosters as a name. That's incredible. Whoever came up with that.
You can just see Mark Skinner, a stadium with a massive picture of Mark Skinner's face on the side of it, like fucking V for Vendetta. Can't you?
Progress with unity, just like a
progress with unity
profile.
And a big thing of Skinner's. Ignorance is strength. Don't question me. Guys. I'll tell you what, you don't get George Orwell references on Counter Press, do you? Yeah.
So if we're not back next week, we've been banned. We've been canned.
The finger men have got to me. The eyes have heard, the nose have heard. This is all a V for Vendetta reference. Don't panic. That's what the secret police are known as in V for Vendetta.
So what's happening?
Don't panic. I'm quite impressed nobody, by the way, has noticed. Speaking of innuendo, nobody's noticed my topical tag yet. So,
hey, yeah, I was going to say, everyone get your comments in. The progress with Skinner Stadium.
Oh God, that's terrifying. I only use stadiums where I know what I'm going to get, and I know what I'm getting. That's why we don't play at Old Trafford.
It's too unpredictable. Hasn't had the minutes. Right then.
It's fantasy football. It's throwing money at it, isn't it? And it
is, and we've seen a few teething issues with other people who've come into the league. We didn't mention what Nessie said earlier about Aslani said it's going to be her last season of club football. That's interesting. So yeah, maybe this summer indeed they've tried a few things out, realised it hasn't worked, and then there's going to be a bit of a reshuffle again. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Talking about
join London City. Half of Arsenal, all the free agents. Frida Mornham is going to join London City. Mead, they're going to go back, and Mead's going to be like, actually, I've had enough.
Yeah, actually, I will pop over. Yeah,
I will just pop over and take the money.
But no, I fully expect a complete different London City side in the summer as well. So hey, check out the transfer tracker in the summer for those updates. But speaking about something that we still quite can't get our head around, Paulie mentioned it briefly earlier, the Women's Club World Cup. And we spoke a little bit about it last week because there was this ridiculous idea that was going to be held in Qatar. And today it came out that a WSL spokesperson has said, and I quote, "It will be catastrophic for the league if it does indeed take place in January." So we all know we have our Christmas break, end of December to mid-late January. This Club World Cup is said to be in 2028, so January 2028, between the 5th and 30th of January. So the whole of that window. And it will have an impact on at least 5 games in the WSL. And you think they've So WSL have spoken out and said, we didn't agree to these dates. Jill Ellis, who we've talked about a few times, has said, everyone agreed to it. What's the problem? And the WSL, company have said, well, we're not against the introduction of new tournaments, but it's the principle of the league's going to be disrupted and so many other European leagues. Can it not be in the Northern Hemisphere's summer instead, when there's actually time? They haven't yet called a boycott of it because we don't know the qualification path. We don't know who's going to be involved or a host as well, hence why Qatar's been bandied about. But it will have 16 teams. We just don't know where those 16 teams come from. So, yeah, I mean, we can't...
It makes sense, does it, in so many different ways?
No.
I mean,
why?
Did we see Jill Ellis spectacular in goal as an American? If nothing else.
Was this with her don't throw stones in glass houses?
Yeah, where people pointed out that maybe a sport that is known for a high number of queer fans and players and participants playing in Qatar was probably a bad idea. And, even more so with the lack of women's rights in Qatar still. And her response to that was, don't throw stones. There are plenty of places in America with anti-LGBT laws as well.
Yeah.
And everyone kind of went, no, Jill, that's not a defense.
That's not the point. It's literally not the point. It's... Yeah, I don't know how she can... I do know how she can do it because money, but when so many of the fan base are either part of the LGBTQIA plus community or, very important allies, I just don't understand why they think that will be a good idea when lots of us will turn around and say, well, we're definitely not going, for starters. We're not going to buy into it. And any coverage that we do, we'll do it because it is a football competition that we want to enjoy, but it's going to feel so wrong.
Jill Ellis is married to a woman. Jill Ellis is LGBT herself.
Yeah, and she thinks this is okay.
She thinks this is okay, and the way to own it is to turn around and say, well, America's a bit shit at the moment as well. And it's like,
she's the chief football officer for FIFA. And this is what's coming out of her mouth.
For both men's and women's football, or just women's football? For both, is she chief for both men and women, or do they have two?
It might be both. Let me just double check that.
I mean, obviously, it's interesting we say that because we now have a complete separate conversation where the World Cup in general, because of the situation in America, and we talked about this last week. In general, and like. To turn around and then say, well, yeah, we'll do the Club World Cup. And, because the World Cup worked so well in the totalitarian religious democracy, we'll send America, we'll send the Club World Cup there as well. Like,
yeah, and it's like, no, just because, yes, they've got the stadiums and, there's many different podcasts we could go on to about, how that will happen, but just because somewhere's got a stadium doesn't mean they're automatically the right country. Like, no, absolutely not. She is the chief football officer of FIFA. Full stop. She will serve as part of the world governing body's executive management team, driving the development and implementation of FIFA's global football strategy, which is who's going to pay us the most money for these tournaments. So yeah, she has warned of the hypocrisy of people saying it shouldn't be in Qatar when her native country is also just as bad, which, yeah, it is. So how about sort it out?
Well, how about
I know, just accept it.
The World Cup, the Men's World Cup, in the USA also?
Well, yes, because now they've banned all the visas from those countries, haven't they? Was it 17 countries? No? Yeah. Yes? Something like that? Yeah.
And of course, with the political situation over Greenland and everything now, and now Trump is effectively economic war on Europe. It's like by the time the World Cup starts, we could be in a state of war. Effectively, it's flipping terrifying.
Yeah, at least 17 countries, just because of where they're from. Like, you're trying to enjoy the sport that's brought us all here together now. We're all having a fantastic chat in the chat box with us. It's bringing us all together, this fantastic sport. And it's been ruined and controlled by people who are very bigoted. And you just think, why are these people in charge? Why have they got the power to do this and to ruin it? But yeah, it's just I
am. Chris says I'm in America and I'm okay. That's probably because you're a straight white guy, Chris, in the nicest possible way. Because I would not go to America to watch the World Cup at the moment as a non-straight man. And I am, let's be honest, probably at the top of that pyramid of privilege, if you like, because I am non-straight, but I am white, I am English-speaking, blah, 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 blah. So,
yeah,
I'm supposedly from an ally of the US. When you start moving down that pyramid, you start bringing in lots of female football fans. Fans of women's football are further down that pyramid because they are, women. They are queer women. They are trans people. They are LGBT. In America, half the crowd, all the bunch of fans who get held up as icons here wouldn't be allowed in and wouldn't consider going. Nessie's like, I wouldn't go to America.
No, I wouldn't. Not a chance.
But it saddens me to say that. But when all your American friends are going to people, if I didn't live here, I wouldn't be here. Like, that says something. And they're holding a World Cup there, and it's just, and it's horrific. And like Zach says, Zach is white passing, but he's Native American, and now Native Americans being detained, and there's stories of police officers walking along the street.
I was going to say, off-duty police officers are being detained as well.
Being told, show papers that you can be here. You're like, dude, I'm a police officer. I'm supposed.
Yeah, and they don't get. It's the fact that I'm sorry, everyone. This has gone a bit off football a little bit, but the fact that they're able to do this and there's no consequence, and they just think they're in charge and they're the power. That's terrifying. And I've seen plenty of horror films where that is the start. And you just think...
plenty of alternative history films where that's the start.
Absolutely. Well, yes. And you just think, is really no one going to... Obviously, people are challenging it, but like the person who's meant to be in charge to look after all these people thinks that's okay. And that's the horrifying part of this.
And it sounds bad that when we're talking about the Club World Cup going to Qatar, and the main thing about that, well, yeah, that's bad. But what about if the Women's World Cup ends up in the next Women's World Cup ends up in America? The next, after Trump's had another couple of years, like
yeah. Well, that's the thing. Does anyone watch American Horror Story election year? It's all coming true.
If Chris, as a British person, is taking his identity papers with him in case I pull him over, like that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
and that is, if you look at official advice on the UK's travel to America, it's be aware that the climate in America means you may be asked for proof of being legally in the country and all that stuff. Why are you here on holiday? Where's your proof? When are you going home? Where are your tickets? Like, just
yeah. And that's the thing, because we went to Hawaii for our honeymoon, which was incredible. Very, very lucky we were able to go. And we had to go to New York, and then to get loads of changes.
Through immigration in New York, going into the airport.
York, and then we changed in Seattle, of all places, and then to Hawaii. But they went, "Oh, sisters." Now, me and Georgie look nothing like each other. Also have different names, different everything. And we were just like, yeah. Because you don't even want to run our honeymoon, and the amount of people that we just didn't say that to, because you just don't know.
What, really? That was the level of that you went through and American immigration said, "Are you sisters?" And you went, and you looked at each other and went, "Yeah,
sure." So yeah, it's just, but you never. I mean, you never know in general when you drop that bombshell to people how they're going to react, but especially. And this was before kind of everything did kick off and everything got to this level. But you felt wary at all times. And most people were absolutely lovely. No one cared. Hawaiian people are so chilled and didn't give,
But
so when we got there, it was fine.
Would you have worried? Would you have worried going into a European airport?
No.
And that's the key thing.
Yeah, you've always got that in the back of your mind, like is anything going to change? Because you don't want to provoke anything unnecessarily, and that's a horrendous way to be. But unfortunately, that is just the case in some places, isn't it? So it's it's rough.
And it's the problem going all the way around to the point. The trouble with the World Cup in America, with it being the way it currently is, the trouble with putting these big events in Qatar, as I believe it was that made the point of sports washing. It is, people who aren't affected by it, the straight white sports fan will go, great, we'll go to Qatar. And it's a good holiday. Whereas people, there are many fans of men's football and women's football, and we've seen all this conversation in the chat from people who will now have to think, if they want to go and watch a football match in America, am I going to be safe getting into the country to go and watch a World Cup? Which is just,
to get into the country, to stay there, to then get back out again. It's
and the same is the case in Qatar for a lot of women's football fans.
Yeah, it's going to be like, it's something that I don't think a lot of people I know would consider it, in especially in the current climate, but just in the climate in general, because there is so much uncertainty. I will say though, as a slight positive, there was some faith in humanity restored earlier, and Graham will know this. There was a Charlton fan who was essentially blaming the men's team's performance
on the fact that women were doing well
on the poor pitch because the women keep playing on it.
Oh wow!
And it was the women's fault. I think I got that right, Graham. Put that in the chat. But yeah, he was essentially saying, "Oh well, the women play on it and they're ruining it. It's there's too many games going on, and that's why." Luckily, I then went into all of the replies, and especially lots of men were saying, "That's ridiculous. They're playing rubbish because the crap. Nothing to do with the women. They're doing really well, actually. They're unbeaten for over a year. We're one club and all of this." And then I saw the guy who originally did slate the women went, "All right, then fair enough." And it's like, if you weren't
then,
And
it's stupid arguments, because I was going to mention this. We made it right, because speaking of misguided decisions, Chelsea announced, or there was talk, and it'll be interesting to see what the Chelsea fans, and indeed fans of other teams in the chat, think. Chelsea are considering, because obviously, particularly with the big teams now, in order to go and watch men's teams, particularly away from home, is very difficult. A, because of the cost, but B, because of the demand. So obviously lots of clubs are bringing in point systems and all that sort of thing in the Premier League.
Yes, I have seen this, yes.
There's lots of arguments and discussion about it. And there was talk that Chelsea were going to make as a incentive for women, for people going to watch the women, that to promote the one club ethos. They would say, right, if you go and watch the women's game, it will count the same as you go to watch a men's game, and you'll get loyalty points, which can then be exchanged for going to watch men's games or going to watch men's games away from home. And it's one of those things where it seems like a good idea.
Seems like a great idea. Yeah, get rewarded for going to support your club.
Until you actually think about it, and you think about
until you read the comments underneath
the
it.
comments, which were full of a lot of. They were quite sickening, actually. There were lots of Chelsea women going. That will mean that people who want to go and watch Chelsea women can't go because you'll get people buying tickets up who have no intention of using them. And then you had the idiotic comments of why would I want to go and watch the homophobic slurs and stuff like that.
Yes, I saw that one, and I was like, "Are you that thick that that's what you think women's football is?" And he's just like, "What?" Because if I can see how it's a good incentive to grow numbers in the women's game when it's used correctly, because at Villa we have a lot of men who were men's season ticket holders. They've now got a season ticket for the women as well, and they love the fact that they can go see both matches and they're getting not rewarded for it, but there's loyalty there and the loyalty is being rewarded. So if you use it, great, but
I mean, it struck me last week the number of, on the train, the number of families going and watching, and the conversation where a little boy's there in Villa kit, and it's all that, and it's, we're going to watch the women, want to go and watch the men, and his dad sat down and went, no, we're going to watch Aston Villa. Yeah. And and this kid it was obviously his first game. It was like, oh yeah, but there won't be any, it'll be weird because there won't be all the chants or anything because it's watching the women. It's like, no, it's Aston Villa. You'll go there and you'll sing Hi Aston Villa and do all the other stuff because that's what people do. And he went, oh, all right. And it was just like.
And that's as easy as it is. Yeah. It's, it's that one. And yeah, people can prefer men's football. People can prefer women's football. That's fine. No one's saying you can't prefer one or the other. But it is the toxicity coming through. And Katrina, who we know is a Chelsea fan, very subtle about it, but we do. They're just trolling. Yeah, I mean, people do troll on things like that, don't they? Just because they can, because they think it's cool. It
does sad me, but it feels as well like, I'm sure I said this last week, but I get how it would work because so many people, if you're a Chelsea fan, you can't go and watch the men. You certainly can't take your kids to watch men. You can't take your kids to go and watch Liverpool for 45 quid a ticket. You can't go on the cop end at Anfield for men's games, full stop, because there's a waiting list of however many years for season tickets on there.
Well, that's the thing.
You can't go in the whole end at Villa Park because there's a waiting list of however many years. You can only tell your kids. Potentially with Villa, if they did this, and made it an option, so because like me, I'm not going to use Villa loyalty points to go and watch the men because that would be. I'll probably catch flat. I've got away with it going to watch the women, I think, but I think I'll catch fire if I'm else in the park to sit in the home end. But like you say, when kids, if you take kids and take to a young kid, we're going to go to Villa Park and watch Villa women, but we're going to stand in the Holt then, like Daddy does for men's games, and we're going to cheer them on. And then you've got dads going, this is the Holt end. This is, and the club culture spreads.
They can actually experience it, and they can go, 100%.
And perhaps it might not work quite as well because the Holt end will be half empty initially. The Stretford end will be mostly empty, but you can still tell the kids the experience. Hey, to your son or daughter or whatever, that first experience of walking up the steps at the home end and going right. Son, this is the Stretford end. This is holy ground, or this is the Holt end, or whatever. And just feed that. This is the Shed end for Chelsea. This is the Cop at Anfield. Imagine being a kid and
doing it properly.
Yeah, imagine being a kid who's only seen it on telly. You're not going to care that it's the women watching. You're going to go, right, we're going to Anfield and we're going to sit in the Cop end and watch Liverpool.
Yeah.
If you're a Liverpool fan, I mean, Emily's in there. If you're a Liverpool fan, if you're as a kid getting told, right, we're going to sit in the cop end and watch Liverpool, you're not going to give a shit who it is. You're going to be like,
no, you want to be there. And the thing is that I know, talking about toxicity and things like that, the ones who are so bigoted that they can't understand that women can't play football, they just won't go. They won't use that, so they can lose that privilege.
Yeah,
because
the kind of idiots who will see, because there was a clip of Yui Hasegawa casually warming up and doing keepy uppers at speed across the pitch, and
that was insane. Yeah,
the kind of idiots who comment on that and go, "I could do that," don't know what they're watching.
It's like, you can't do that. But it's things like representation, like a little Asian girl there, like she was put with a Hamano jersey on, with a dad at Stamford Bridge, and you just think that's what it's about. It's about seeing your idols, seeing people like you on that pitch, and having the opportunities to do it. So, yeah, let's just hope whatever's going on with that sorts it out.
If Chelsea do bring it in, I hope that it is done in a way where there has to be evidence you use the ticket. That would be the first thing for me.
Yes, because there's one thing buying it, but it's another thing scanning it in and actually going. Yes.
And with technology, you can do that now.
Mm.
Even if they buy that ticket and go give it to their cousins or whatever and go, I'm not going to watch that shite, but I've got a friend who's got a daughter, maybe they'll like it, and then there's a fan either way, and it works.
It's true, and hopefully it will continue to be the people who care about the game. They're the ones supporting, and not because they think it's going to get them more points on a waiting list. Now then, because we do have some Liverpool fans in the chat, we just wanted to say about the strange case with Rafaela Borgraf, goalkeeper, has officially been sentenced to a 6-game ban for racist language used, but 5 have already been served before this was announced. And of course, that should never be acceptable whatsoever. And loads of people commenting, "Get out of my club." Like, people have been very, very, very blunt with it.
Let's face it. If you're going to be racist, there are some clubs you might have people defend it, and then there's Liverpool.
Yeah, and they're not stable. So the question I was going to ask about this, not about the language or anything like that, but should fans and clubs be more in the loop with what's going on with their players, or do you think Liverpool and the FA will well within their right to kind of keep it from public view? Because 6 games is quite a lengthy ban, isn't it?
I think there's an argument both ways, because the argument of rehabilitation and being allowed to continue your career after making a mistake and recovering from it, and potentially Bob Griffer has, because there is Emily straight away very strongly, I hope you sell her. That's the reaction that you get, and I find it interesting because there is a lot more social consciousness in football in general now, and there are people trying to push against it, like, for example, and it's happening in the men's game because Arsenal, the Sky Blues had an Israeli player linked with them who's very good.
Okay. Yeah.
But the reaction from a lot of the Sky Blues fan base was, we don't want an Israeli at our club. And it was presented, people, and then you get the argument of anti-Semitism, all this sort of stuff. It's not, I don't want a Jewish person at my club. I don't want someone who is an Israeli international at my club when Israel are committing war crimes. And
it's looking at the bigger picture, yeah.
But there is an argument for saying that Rafaela Borgriffer should be allowed to rehabilitate, and there is an argument for saying that perhaps she is genuinely remorseful, perhaps she genuinely said something, whatever she said in the heat of the moment, should be punished very strongly, and it was. But if the WSL is supposed to be active on inclusion and everything, but it doesn't want to tell people,
place for all. Yeah.
It doesn't want to tell people that it's acting on a player being racist. That worries me hugely because then you wonder. It puts why certain clubs have got away, and there haven't ever been any sanctions over the horrific racist abuse of Billy Shaw in a very different light.
Yes.
And it's interesting, like you say, that the reaction in the chat is universally no.
Yeah, get rid of it.
Yeah, go. You can continue your career, but not
here. Yeah, it's no. Those people saying no. Shameful from Taylor as well. He hit it, but you don't know what the club have said to him, if he was allowed to say it or not. But then you'd think surely you'd want to say something as a manager, and that's your responsibility.
Weird.
It's very, very bizarre.
You then wonder if Gareth Taylor was prevented by people. Like,
yes,
the FA said, don't mention this.
Yeah, whether the higher powers were just like, no, we're dealing with this, and then. So yeah, I mean, ideally, he would have, come out and said something anyway, because that is an important factor.
It's interesting with some of this, and it's interesting. You've got Chelsea fans virulently against racism, given the history of Chelsea Football Club as a whole, and their fan base with regards to racially related incidents, and with regard to Manchester United and some racially related incidents. And Emily makes a good point of if she's allowed to get away with it. I mean, is a 6-game ban getting away with it?
It's not.
This is the question.
Well, that's the thing. It's because 6 games, and we've talked about before with red cards, obviously different, but for red cards when it's 3-game ban things, we talk about that's such a big proportion of the WSL. So the fact that she has had a 6-game in comparison to how many games we play is a huge ban. But you're right. What then happens? Is it then just brushed under the carpet? Is it gone down as a warning? Has it, what?
I mean, you could say there is an argument again that the club code of conduct should turn around and go, nah, Raphael, and you don't even have to publicly say we're selling her because of this. You just it's just a case of.
But it is a
mentioning
offence.
Not even fireable offence, just mentioning to other clubs, quietly on the grapevine. Oh, if anyone needs a goalie, our German international goalie is actually available.
And Zach's in there. I coached against Bunny Shaw when she was at Tennessee. Absolute sweetheart, and I hate to see it. Can't understand racism. No, me neither. And it needs to be called out. So we can only, we don't know the ins and outs. We just know what we've been allowed to know.
In women's football, in general, with this, and it will be very interesting to see how it's dealt with, because so far it hasn't, full stop, and blatantly been swept under the carpet, is transphobia. Because transphobia is it's almost considered the acceptable. Like you won't hear any mention of it. If anything, it goes the other way, where there was all that fucking ridiculousness, where people nationally got involved because there was a young player for a girls' team who had short hair and got asked, "Are you a man or are you a boy?" or something by a member of the opposition, and the FA actually acted upon it, and it became a national fucking news story. And people with how dare the FA doesn't care about women and all that stuff, and it's just imagine the thing that worries me is that imagine if the Mappy Leon mess, which has still not been dealt with, by the way. So fuck you, Barcelona, and fuck off Spain. If that happened with a WSL player, let's say Buddy Shaw, as some of the racial stuff had been asked, "Oh, you a bloke?" by, even worse, by, I'm not saying it would happen, but even worse by an international player. We had a Corbin Albert.
Someone that's like a face of the league,
if we had a Corbin Albert situation to compare with,
it wouldn't. I can't even.
All the people who say women's football is shit would start caring about it now, because Corbin Albert would become a cause celebrity, and that scares me about football, and that's why I worry, like you say, about things like Raphael Bulgreffer getting this ban, but nobody saying what it's for, and not making the point, no, this is unacceptable.
Yeah, it's very much she's said this. Obviously, we don't know what she said. This is the consequence, and then she'll be back in contention for whatever, and then that was it. And I was like, no, that's not. And as
we've spoken to Rafaela and whatever, and also the way we're dealing with it was what she got a 6-game ban, and she had to go on whatever it's called. Not cultural training, sounds wrong. Sensitivity training is what it's referred to as, but it's not that.
Like a course, essentially, for like awareness.
Don't be racist. Don't use.
That's the bottom line.
Rafaela, if you are faced by a person of color, which do you not use? And then like 3 normal words, and then the M word. Oh, she's picked that one. Well done, you've learned. Like,
no, it's laughable. And the club needs to do better. Fans deserve better across the board. And that's why, we know we can, we talk to a relatively small part of the population in comparison to, world leaders and things like that. But, at the end of the day, we talk about these things because we want to make sure that it's having that time and it's being questioned. And
in the WSL, something transphobic will be said, and it will get out, and we'll suddenly find out that the women's football fan base isn't anywhere near as inclusive as it thinks it is. And I
hope if that ever is the case, then that person finds out very swiftly that you do not mess with things like that.
It scares me that I think that certain players are in a position where they could get away with that because enough people would defend them. I'm not saying, to be clear, I am not saying that those people would say this. This is a different. I think the cult of players in women's football and the discourse around it, and the fact that this Bulgreffer thing appears to have been dealt with so badly, I think we're in a position where a famous player, popular with the fan base, could say something horrific.
I disagree. I think if it's someone particularly well known, I think the fan base, for many of their faults online, they draw the line very swiftly as soon as it comes to anything sexual, racist, transphobic, anything. They're very on it and they call it out.
I think competition will win out, though, and we've seen it with Corbin Albert, or Corbin Schrader as she is now, that she still has a career. And even though when she played for the USA for a little while after it, it was sticky for a little while, Emma Hayes still picks her, which is questionable in itself.
That's a big one. But I suppose people haven't forgotten. And they're very wary, and they will boo her in those matches. And I think, I don't know. I really hope it doesn't happen, because
like
hell will be unleashed.
To be fair, Emily does make the point, which I haven't made, and it's an excellent point, that there are people like Kirsten Kasparov in the WSL.
And we need more people like Kasparov.
And I think that if a transphobic moment, if I genuinely think that if a transphobic comment was made to a Manchester City player, Kirsten Kasparov would take a red card.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And
we would fully support it.
And I think she would shamelessly take a red card and go, "No, I did it because it was the right thing to do." It would be the full on. It would be the full on when Isaac gets sent off in Ted Lasso. For anyone who watches that, it would be the full on. That would be the situation.
And that would be, and that's it shouldn't ever have to come to that. We do know that, but we want people who don't just say things for the sake of it, or they don't say things just in case, but they do what's right, and they continue to do what's right. So we are very grateful to have Kirsten in our league, and continuously standing up for people who need it the most. Nessa saying, I reported trans comments which happened the last day of the season in the Championship. It was horrible going through all the reporting, etc.
So presumably that was Birmingham City fans then. It was last day of the Championship. Who make a big thing of how inclusive they are.
They are. So, yeah. And as he says, blatant transphobia, may she add. Graham, you're right. How sad is it? We're still in these conversations. Yeah. Because it's just, as we think we're progressing, there's part of the community that gets worse, doesn't it? So, but we're still here, and we're going to keep talking about the big issues. There are a couple of things that we just don't have time to really get into tonight, unfortunately. But what we are going to start to do, exclusive for anyone watching at the moment, we're going to start and do more short form content in the form of mini discussions. So anything that is newsworthy that we think we can't really do it justice live on a Wednesday, we're hopefully going to be bringing those pre-recorded discussions to you in the near future. And there's a couple of things that have come out this week that need more attention and more discussion. So keep notifications on, because things will be dropping in the near future. But the last thing that I did want to discuss tonight is, of course, we've got the WSL 2 returning this weekend. So let's look at the fixtures for the weekend. Anytime, Zach. Yes, so if you did join us on Sunday, it was a lot of fun. I had a surprise Paul join me as well. Friday night Twitch Spaces. Yeah, we tried that, didn't we, at the Euros? We tried it.
We had a surprise watch along. I didn't know. Freya was just like, I'm going to jump on and do a watch along because I was supposed to be going to watch football and couldn't make it. So we'll do a watch along.
So let's do it together. Yeah. And I was surprised because I thought I was just going to be talking to myself for about an hour and a bit. So I was really grateful that you joined me. But of course, we had lots of people watching as well, which was incredible.
Over 1,500 people on YouTube at one point.
Click-throughs, yeah. Yeah.
Which is
great. I mean, I think a lot of those were going, oh, let's watch the game on this dodgy stream. But no, it was us with our fantastic commentary, of course. Graham, you were too busy being a social media sensation. That's fine. Did you guys talk about Lionesses qualify versus Iceland? No, we didn't, but they're going to Nottingham. And that's actually near me. I can actually go to a game. That's exciting.
It's a nicely linked ground that is good for a significant amount of the people that isn't bloody London.
Yeah.
And it's got very good transport links as well.
It's about time. Yeah, you can get a bus. You can get, obviously, trainers Nottingham. You can walk. I've done the walk from the station to the stadium. It's very nice.
It's a proper centre ground as well,
yes.
which we don't have enough of.
Proper. So hopefully that'll be an absolute cracking match. So well done for them actually booking it somewhere that's not in London or Bristol. No offense to Bristol, but so many games at Bristol now. Right then, so
I love how Nessie's got to go to bed, so she isn't going to hear us discussing London City versus Man City. I don't blame her. It's like,
don't you worry. Well, thanks for joining us as always, Nessie. We do appreciate it. Right then, so fixtures for this weekend. I've put them in slightly different colours because they're on different days. So Everton-Brighton is on Friday night. Bit of Friday night football, 7 o'clock for you all. Chelsea-Arsenal, of course, the big Saturday fixture this weekend is at 12:30. And everything else is on Multiview at 11:55 on Sunday.
Isn't the theory with this one that it's 5 minutes earlier because of the 2:30 Premier League kickoffs?
Yes, so it doesn't overlap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Allegedly.
I mean...
so, yeah, it's all 11:55.
It's a stupid kickoff time because I might have gone to Villa Man United, although there was serious consideration of, because you can actually sit near the dugouts, and me sitting behind Mark Skinner's dugout could have got me arrested.
Oh, that would have been funny. Please go.
Unfortunately, I can't. We're busy Saturday night, and we'll never make it Sunday morning.
Plus trains as well. Trains to get into anywhere on Sunday mornings. Mad. But before Nessie went, she did predict 3-1 Man City, London City. A bit generous, giving them one.
I think Villa could do Man United because Jade Riviere is suspended for the start, and it feels like it'll be an enjoyable one.
Didn't Riviere serve her suspension tonight?
No, Riviere played.
How many get? Riviere played.
Apparently so. I will double check. The trouble with thing now is you can't even look up game details on Yahoo because they're not fed anymore.
Oh, she did play tonight.
Yeah.
How does that work then?
Which is very, very strange.
Because surely you do it the next game, right?
In theory.
Very interesting. She played because she got... Yeah, but she got something. She played because she got... right, yeah. Villa are currently in a bit of a crisis because Rachel Daly's out for a couple of weeks. Not that Villa have told us. She said it on her podcast because she's had minor surgery. So we're down to Rachel Daly. Ebony Salmon, we saw her at the weekend, who has not got 1 ounce of confidence left in her, bless her. So we've got Kirsty Hansen, yay, and Georgia Muller. But that's about it because Chastity Grant's out injured. I think we're just we're stuck at the minute. Like the players we've got aren't suiting, like I mentioned earlier about the shape and things like that. And I trust Natalia, I do. It's just it's a bit weird. So I think if United have got the confidence, which they have, of course we beat them 1-0. Last time, Zach, we do love you, Zach. 8-0 Villa, yes. Emily, I'm more with you. Either it's going to be a 1-1 or it's going to be a last minute. I don't think there's going to be much in it because I don't think either team can really find their shooting boots at the minute. But it's always a feisty game. So if anyone wants to tune into about 5 red cards, that's the game that's going to get them.
Leicester City West Ham could be the game that Leicester take a big step in safety with 3 points.
Yes, because looking at the table, tell them 12. So they won't change. However, it would impact West Ham, of course, and where they are. Especially if Liverpool can. Oops, that's the result. Liverpool can get something. Oh, but it's Spurs. Might be another weekend where Liverpool and West Ham are still struggling for
Liverpool could do an Everton from last season, potentially. Where they go on a road.
Yeah, because they've got. Yeah. That's also a good point. Yeah, I think both teams are running on fumes, to be honest. But yeah, especially with extra Champions League games and stuff that you guys have had.
Can go on even a slight run. West Ham are going back. Sorry,
I'm worried. I am worried. Emily thinks 3-1 to Chelsea. Well, Chelsea can score. Arsenal are struggling at the moment. Everton 0, Brighton 3. Yeah, can't use Martha Thomas, of course, but she did score at the weekend, so that was a good start for her. So yeah, I think Liverpool Spurs, there'll be goals in it, but I think Spurs will ultimately win that one.
I think Everton need to beat Brighton as well. We're in positions where Everton now need to beat Brighton.
Yes.
Because
I really hope so. They can't lose it.
Those two teams, 9th and 10th, Leicester and Everton, need to pull away from those bottom two.
Yes. Because then they can breathe a little bit.
If they can get where London City, because I think everyone above 7th is probably safe now from the potential of relegation. Possibly 8th in Brighton as well.
Touch all of the wood possible, yes.
If Leicester and Everton get to that level, and West Ham keep struggling, that's where I think there's an issue. And also there's the obvious thing, if Liverpool finally break their duck and get their first win, then that could be huge for confidence. But I'm not sure they're getting against Spurs.
No, and it's a weird one, isn't it? Because you're looking at games that ideally you should be able to spot the outcome of, but actually, due to various different things, it's quite hard to call some of those.
There's that little mini league down the bottom of Leicester, Everton, West Ham, and Liverpool.
Everton need that, wouldn't it, Goodison? Yeah. For the good of our Chloe, if nothing else. Yeah, if you never see Chloe again, it's because she's just completely spiraled into
I think they're in the position where they've got the best chance, because obviously Brighton are managerless. They're not managers sacked, but they're managers because Daryl Vidicic has taken leave for personal reasons.
Changes behind the scenes, yeah. So yeah, that could have disrupted it as well. So yeah, I think Everton have got a chance to get some points there. Chelsea are probably going to win against Arsenal. I'd like to see us pick up points against United. Again, even if it's not a win, a draw has to be points at this point just to, again, get away. Leicester could probably do it.
That's a 6-pointer.
I'm going for that's a massive one for West Ham. They should. Well, they need to win it, don't they? But
Liverpool Spurs last season might have been. But actually, Liverpool Spurs is probably a 6-pointer, but for different reasons for each team.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because Liverpool, for obvious reasons, and Spurs because they could potentially go back above Arsenal.
Yes.
With both teams
getting back.
Points.
Yeah. So Spurs win. Then third.
Puts the Arsenal down to 5th. Imagine.
Spurs in Europe. I mean, who'd have thought? But hey, it's a new team, and we're all there for it. Yeah, Graham said, "Shock 1-0 Liverpool winning coming."
Martin Hose standing on. Actually, yeah, but 1-0 Liverpool win against Spurs would be huge.
That would be massive. Massive for confidence, massive for points, and hey, we'll be here for the chaos. And of course, London City, Manchester City, that's going to be a City walkover, isn't it?
I don't know about a walkover, a City win.
You don't think it'll be a walkover?
Well, I mean, a walkover to me is 4-5-0.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be.
I think it's going to be something daft, like London City are going to score first through a penalty, like a dubious penalty, and then City will go, hang on, and then come back. That's what I'm thinking.
That works.
Man City by 5. See, everyone's on the same wavelength as me. So that's your WSL fixtures this afternoon. Oh, just quickly before I do this, I fancied some football this afternoon. I was like, I'm going to go this weekend. In the top 4 tiers of women's football, I am aware I live in a field. The nearest game to me was an hour and a half away. In the top 4 tiers. Luckily, I then went down a couple of leagues, and I might pop into Gainsborough Community Trinity FC at the weekend.
They're going to be so pleased you got their name right, and you cared. Again, I might go and watch Gainsborough Trinity
Community FC Women. There you go.
That's a mouthful.
Full and proper. It's not that far, bloody is. I had to, fun story before we do this, I'll say, my friend Jess, she'll come and watch the football, but she'll go and watch it. She enjoys it. She's not fanatical about it. I said, do you want to come to pre-season? We're going to go watch Villa Charlton at the Valley. She's like, yeah. I was like, right, we've got to pick you up early because we're going to Birmingham to get the fan club minibus, and then we're going to the game. She's like, yeah, fine. She completely misinterpreted that and thought we were going to Birmingham for the day. So didn't bring a coat, didn't bring a phone charger, just completely unprepared for the day. And then we got there. Then we got on the minibus and she went, so hang on, where are we going? I was like, London. And she's like, we're going to London.
What? Like one of those... Yes, like one of those mystery football away trips that are more and more a thing, didn't you?
Didn't have a clue.
That would be an amazing thing. You know how Rosie was asking what she would do more of because she's at uni, so she's busy on Wednesday nights. We could arrange it. We spin a wheel and send Rosie to a random game in the top 3 tiers.
Yes, that'd be fun.
That has to be within about an hour of where she is at uni, which is South Coast.
To make it even more fun, because she is on that South Coast, we could go lower tier, and anything from tiers 3 to 7, it would spin the wheel, send her off.
I imagine a Chelsea fan going to watch Staining Town FC in the 7th tier.
Well, I was watching because I downloaded, and I think I've said this on the pod before, so apologies if anyone's sick of us, but there's the pyramid, women's football pyramid, and you can find it if you specifically type in FA Women's Football Pyramid 25-26. And I was looking at all of the leagues and things like that. Brilliant. The best one, Melbourne Dynamo, is brilliant. But then I was looking at ones around me, loads of Nottingham, by the way. The best description was, we're out the back of the Coach and Horses pub. Fantastic. That's the actual pictures.
That's the actual pitch.
Yeah. Please be aware, dogs are allowed in the pub, but not at the football pitch.
Graham was genius, though. If we could actually send her to Shanklin versus Ventnor Town or something. If there's an Isle of Wight Women's League.
European Tour.
Shanklin versus East Clouds. That would be amazing because
that would be incredible.
We'll say, right, you've got to get to Southampton and then hand her a ticket. What's that? Or your boat ticket? And she'd just be like, from Southampton. Are you sending me to Ligue 1 or something? What?
Yeah, get to Portsmouth Harbour.
Get to Portsmouth Harbour. You see that big boat with Stenaline on it? Hop on that.
You see the train station. Yeah, you go left at the train station. Keep on till you see the ferries.
That'd be amazing. Or it'd be even better. It'd be even better if we were properly rich and posh, and just surprise her. Get to Portsmouth Harbour, and then I'm sat there with a
helicopter.
No, a cabin cruiser.
Oh.
Or something like that. Just, hiya, Rosie. Here's your transport. I'm driving you. Hop in. Shout if you see any container ships coming the other way, and I'll try and avoid them. Can you imagine how far? This is why you need to sponsor us, people. This is award-winning content. Rosie's mystery tour.
Rosie's mystery tour, yes. Oh, yeah, you can still get the hovercraft. Rosie on a hovercraft.
Rosie on a hovercraft.
Incredible.
Merch, please. Rosie on a hovercraft.
Next to a blancmange rabbit.
Rosie on a hovercraft next to a blancmange rabbit in an Action Grape t-shirt. We've made her wear for the day.
Oh, I can't wait to tell Rosie, right, watch the pod from about 10 minutes before the end.
We'll reveal what we'd like you to do now. We've had a plan. We've had a meeting. How are you with seasickness? How are you with riding a hairdryer and a cushion? It's like a hovercraft, but it's the same thing.
Definitely the same thing. A whoopee cushion. A big whoopee cushion. Oh, that would be so funny. Oh, dear.
I love how
yes.
we need this mystery tour in our lives now.
It's got to be a thing. Sam, if you're still watching, let's make it happen.
use your contacts in East Cowles.
We could see when the I forgot the proper name for it, when the sailing's on. Just get her on a sailing, get her on a yacht. Sailing board.
Did you know East Cowles produces milk at sunrise and West Cowles produces it at sunset?
Very good. Oh dear. I can't even
anyway, WSL 2.
Anyway, speaking of Portsmouth and Southampton, let's go for the WSL 2. Portsmouth Birmingham City is on Saturday at 5:15. Again, weird time for that one. First one to go to Osborne House. Graham, you just reminded me. Oh no, I have been to Osborne House. I went. Thank you. I've ticked a thing off my bucket list. It's
I had the joke then, but no, we'll leave that one. Oh, she could go and watch Dover Women. She could go to watch.
There's a joke in there somewhere.
She could go and watch Dover Athletic. We could send her on a tour of the East Coast. She could go and watch Lewis. She's actually.
Yeah, she can watch Lewis. Yes.
Send her to the Dripping Pan. Just surprise her.
The Dripping Pan.
To the best team name, the best stadium name in. Lewis would be up for that. I bet Lewis would collaborate social media wise.
Yeah.
Because you know.
I'd love it. Yeah. Hey, we'll get in touch.
Just if we wanted to send one of our people to a day at the Dripping Pan, would you be up for that?
And they don't know anything about it. She will turn up, surprised and confused. Yeah, so send your guesses in where Rosie will be next week.
Have a vote. Like it's got all it needs to be within easy reachable distance by public transport of where she is at uni. Lewis is.
Lewis is very much.
Lewis is very much on the train. And then we'll tell her you've got one, and then open this envelope when you're on the train, and she'll be thinking, she's like going, do it when Brighton play Chelsea at the Amex. Do it when Brighton play Chelsea at the Amex, so she's not panicking. And then she opens the envelope, and it's actually Lewis versus Worthing or something. She has to carry on past where all the Chelsea fans get off.
Yeah. Oh, that would be mean.
Rosie will take revenge.
She will.
This didn't happen, everybody. I didn't suggest any of that.
They'll spend eternity in her loft.
Although we'll do it. Right, we'll do a quiz, and the loser has to go to a mystery football match.
Yes, I'm all for that. Perfect. Oh, it needs to happen. It does. It needs to happen. Get your suggestions in. What? When should we do this? When the weather gets a bit better. That's my only thing. So transport isn't called off.
Yeah, we'll do it in April or May.
Yes, Zach. Yes.
Carmen San
Diego.
Yes.
Carmen Sandiego was incredible. I had Where in Time as Carmen Sandiego on the PC. Incredible game. Zach, memory unlocked. Thank you so much.
And 80 Days Around the World.
Yeah. Should we get Rose a hot air balloon, and that's how she travels from game to game?
80 days around the world. 80 days around the WSL. We'll follow where the football's ending. Round, round, all around the grounds. Round, all around the ground. Most people are going to be like, "What the hell are you singing?" Like
80 grounds around the coast. Yeah, we could do like a detective series where they do like the red ring around. This is our radius to find the killer or whatever. We can be like, right, Rosie's here. This is our search radius.
on Twitter, we do clues of like a seat. So it's like it'll be a red seat. So it's like, right, it's a team that play in red. And then like,
oh yeah, we're onto something here.
We'll zoom in. Yes. If we're getting the train, we won't take a picture of the station, but we'll take a picture of which train company it is. So if it's like Southwestern, it'll be like, oh, that narrows it down. If it's GWR, it's the Southwest. Like
from Redcar to Cornwall. Yeah, could you imagine? You're going to see Spennymoor ladies.
Delivered in that accent as well for appropriate.
You're going to see Spennymoor and you're going to enjoy it.
And you're going to go to Spennymoor from the south coast by public transport as well. So set your alarm for 3 a.m. like on a Sunday.
You get there in 2 days. Yeah. Love it. Oh, see, we're meant to be talking about the games, but this is much more fun. I give video cues like the chief. Yes, she'll have a device, and I'll just like appear, and be like, what did the chief say? Like, they weren't time bandits. What were they? Time scouts. We're like, football scout, Rosie. Your next clue.
Yeah, we don't tell her where she's going. She has to work out where she's going through cryptic clues. A
bit like geocaching.
That'll get to each stage of the journey.
Oh, this would be brilliant.
North Shields ladies. Berwick Rangers ladies from the South Coast.
Oh, that'll be incredible. I came across a team called Antsy Nomads yesterday as well.
Nomads. Yeah, they're around this part of the world.
Yeah. I think they're more Nottinghamshire somewhere. Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was
Anthony spelt wrong because it's got an E in it.
But Graham is absolutely right. If Rosie rushes back, we're all in trouble.
I'm hoping she'll take it in the spirit of this event, and we're not actually going to send her from the south coast to Berwick, like to Berwick on a Sunday afternoon.
Lewis, yes, Berwick.
It's like the podcast the podcast are going up the stag do prank, where grooms used to get put on trains, knocked out, getting drunk and conscious and put on trains and wake up in Scotland. Oh, Rose, if there's any absolute football get-togethers, Rosie, don't drink like
Rosie on a sleeper train to Edinburgh.
West Highland Express. Guys, what am I doing in Fort William? What the
Gretna ladies.
No, you'd have to send her and Mimi to Gretna ladies.
Well, yes. Can't send the one. Surprise.
And we all turn up in suits. Don't you get there? And we all turn up in suits. See how far we can take the joke. We'd have to get.
It'll be football tops with like ties on, like we're trying to smarten them up. Oh dear! Oh, I do love this podcast. I really, really do. Right then.
Dungeon, but it worked. Poor Rosie. Sorry, Rosie. We don't mean it. We won't actually do any of this unless you want to.
Or will we? I do think Mystery Football Match is a fantastic idea, though. In general, we should definitely spin a spinner and see where it lands each week.
The trouble is we'd have to do it regionally because we couldn't. If the person doing it, we couldn't turn around and say, right, you're in Coventry, you're going to go and watch Newcastle with.
You mean you don't want to go to the Gateshead International Stadium?
I mean, it's mainly that it would probably cost more than the national debt for me to get the train from here to the Gateshead National Stadium.
Yeah,
it would be cheaper to watch a Frauen Bundesliga game.
You probably fly to Germany for cheaper than.
Believe it or not, a few years ago when Coventry United played in Durham, myself and Kerry looked into going up there for the weekend because obviously Durham's a beautiful city. Whatever.
Yeah.
We worked out it was cheaper to fly from Birmingham to Krakow and then fly from Krakow to Newcastle and back was cheaper than getting a train up.
It's just mad, isn't it? It's absolutely mad. I remember, and I don't know if I said this on the podcast, when Pink was doing her tour, and I really wanted to go. I didn't end up going at the end because I got married. That can't take precedent. But when she was touring, I think she went to, I'm sure it was Villa Park she went to. A normal seat at Villa Park, like somewhere up in the gods somewhere, not even a good seat, was more expensive than flying to Paris and getting a VIP gold ticket.
To watch her.
Wow. I was like, how does that work? But yes, I was on a plane in the other direction, so I couldn't go on to it. And our recruits, Rosie was last seen in a drunken bed in Oldham. Can we locate and safely transport her? And yes, disclosure, no Rosies were harmed in the making of these plans. Yes. Yes, indeed. Right then, rest of the fixtures for the weekend. Maybe we'll turn up at one. We've got
one.
Maybe Rosie. Well, we've got Crystal Palace, Durham, Charlton, Newcastle. That should be a good one indeed. Can Charlton extend their unbeaten run? I think so. I hope so. Ipswich versus Bristol. Ipswich. Yes. Just very quickly, lack of transfer movement at Sunderland Durham is worrying. I agree. I very, very much agree. On the flip side to that, Ipswich have brought in some good names. And also, one of them has left Lazio to come back to Ipswich. Lucy Ashworth-Clifford, who only signed in the summer, I believe. But yeah, so left Serie A to come and join the project at Ipswich. So that tells you that they must be doing the right things. And Colette Kavanagh as well, who has signed from Deportivo in Liga F. So there you go. Evening, Johnny. We're just about to wrap up, mate. You're gonna have to go back and watch all the chaos.
That's the second week in a row he's timed that one. It's a time zone thing.
Yeah. maybe, or a work thing, maybe.
Or both things.
Yeah, so Bristol in good form at the minute, probably going to win there. Forest Sheffield. Forest should be picking up points in this one. However, as we've seen, Sheffield can be a bit tricky. Sunderland, I really hope they keep that good form from the weekend because, again, it was a good performance, just sadly it wasn't to be. But, of course, Southampton have done some bits this season as well. So, yeah, Paul, what do you think is going to be interesting there?
Well, I mean, it's the second longest away trip in the WSL, Sunderland to Southampton.
It is.
Although Portsmouth is probably longer, slightly longer. I'm not sure. Forest are having a bit of a mini wobble. The standout is Charlton Newcastle, isn't it? Because
a lot on the line for that one.
Newcastle. If Charlton win that, I think Newcastle are out of the title race.
Oh, next one.
Definitely out of the WSL title race, but. if Charlton win that, I think that is the nail in the coffin for Newcastle in terms of certainly the title.
I was going to say definitely a title.
And then they'd have to look at second or third for their we're going to get into the WSL plan.
Yeah. If they can sustain it.
I think if Charlton beat Newcastle and Bristol City beat Forest, I think Newcastle may start to panic about being promoted. Oh, Bristol City have got Ipswich.
So Bristol got Ipswich.
If you win, I should have just said if Bristol City win and Newcastle lose, because that would have made sense. But if Bristol City win and Newcastle lose, that's a 6-point gap to. No, it's not. It's a 7-point gap to any of the promotion places. And even if Birmingham City lose, and I think then you start. I can't count. I really can't count. Can I? It's 6 points.
You know what? I'm just going with you here.
Yes, it's 6 points. If Birmingham City and Bristol City both win, it is a 6-point gap to the first non-promotion place team, and I think that over in the WSL over 8 games may be a big ask, especially given the form of the top.
It's a lot, isn't it? I think those top three is going to be hard. But yeah, you're right. I think after this weekend, it's then going to be, is anyone at that bottom end of the top spots? Is there a chance they're going to slip up? Maybe not. But if so, Newcastle, if they still want to be in and amongst those spots, and Palace, definitely, Graham's favourite, then they almost need to be there to still jump on it, don't they? So
I think Newcastle and Palace are now in a position of having to at least match
what's going on above them,
the three above them, and ideally get at least 1 point better each game. To realistically,
they can't afford to lose anything. Yeah, no, I agree indeed. Chris, I thought we were friends. Why? No.
as a fan of another team, a considerable amount clear at the top of their division, I will not risk cursing Charlton by saying they look home and clear, because people were saying that about my team in December, and then we had a massive wobble over Christmas. So.
You can't, and that's the thing we love about this league, is that you genuinely can't tell what's going to happen from 1 week to the next. But what we do know is Ipswich do need to pull their finger out if they want a chance, because we all said that about Portsmouth, not looking good, and yet they went on a really good run after Christmas and stayed up indeed. We shall see. Graham is officially not counting his chickens until later on. And they've rearranged the Ipswich game for Wednesday night. That is quite rude. That is indeed. But yeah, just joking. I can see Charlton winning about 3-1. Yeah, I think it's going to be more like that scoreline, because Charlton, again, they've signed... Who they signed? Oh yeah, Kate Lockwood, Lizzie Waldy. Of course they have. And Kate Lockwood, of course, getting a brace at the weekend, I believe.
And Johnny, you are right. It is the top two that definitely come up, but the third place team may come up. They will have to face the bottom team in the WSL, though.
Yes. So even relegation is not confirmed for that bottom team, which, as we've said before, they're probably hoping that that's going to be the case, and that they can beat whoever's in that playoff spot. But depending on who that is in the playoff spot, it is not assured whatsoever.
Especially in a one-off game.
Especially in a one-off game. I was going to say all bets are off for that one-off playoff game. I would love us to do something for that. I think that's going to be really, really special. And Twister Face not counting their chickens because I don't own any. So there we go. What a good way to end the pod. Hey, how many chickens do you have? Let us know in the comments for this. And yes, Graham was like, "Oh, Lizzie Waldy's tall." Very tall indeed, as she was waiting to come on at the weekend. Still think Ipswich will go down? You just can't tell. Just can't tell at this point. Right, we'll remove that then. And I think that's everything that we wanted to talk about that we've got time for. So thank you so much to everyone who has watched, listened, contributed. We really, really do love you all getting involved and having your own conversations as well, and telling us exactly what you think. We love it, and it's part of what makes this pod, so friendly and welcoming, that everyone feels that they can contribute and they are incredible. So we do appreciate you. Paul, thank you to you. Thank you very much.
Had the pleasure. I thought this was going to be a short one, and we ended up ranting about lots of things.
Well, we need to go rant, don't we? Thank you to you, and good night, Twisted Fit. Thank you. We do appreciate it. And of course, yes, final shout out to Karen Hills, 150 games in charge of Charlton.
Did you see the lovely thing she says, where she says something along the lines of, "I don't often give myself much credit because I'm modest and I don't really like to celebrate stuff much, but I allowed myself to be a bit proud of that one."
Yeah.
It was like
I saw that. I thought it was lovely. Yeah,
that's lovely.
Really lovely. And they're the managers that we need in this league. So yeah, congratulations to Karen for her 150 games. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone. We will leave it there for this evening. We will be back next Wednesday.
Thank you for work as well.
Yes, exactly. Next week, there's a party of us. I think it's about 5 of us on next week. So do come back, celebrate the end of January with us, going towards the end of the transfer window. So keep your eyes out. Once again, shameless plug for my transfer tracker, hold115yards.com. Everything's on there that you can possibly think of across 4 leagues. So yeah, do go check that out if you can. So remember to like, share, follow, subscribe, the Absolute Football Podcast across all social media. And yeah, we'll see you next Wednesday. Bye, everyone. Night.